quite. It should be stream.
Jean Ordenfall spent his childhood on his family's farm, just south of the Duvet Forest. His parents, Derlin and Macy, had raised him well, teaching him what he needed to know to one day take over. Financially, they did quite well for themselves, carting their crops to nearby towns and cities for sale, although the frigid weather that often surrounded their home did not make it an easy life. As is the case with most youngins living the farm life, Jean eventually sought to see what else the world had to offer, and so he left in search of what opportunities the neighboring city had for him. It wasn't long before he realized the city life was not his to live. The boy who left, though, had become a man, and the man had met a woman, a blacksmith's daughter by the name of Cerithia. They fell for each other quick, and before they knew it, their love blossomed into a marriage and a son. The son they named Derlin, after Jean's father. Jean eventually returned home to his parents' farm with his family, where they made a life for themselves, a new life for his wife and son, but one all too familiar to Jean. They were happy. That is, until the day vile creatures from beyond the veil made their way into their home. After being driven from his homeland by the insatiable undead that now plague it, Jean seeks out those brave enough to aid him in cleansing his land of the foul fate that befell him and his family, and exacting the vengeance he so eagerly thirsts for.
As a child, Celeste Highcrest would never have dreamed of leaving the sheltered life of luxury she had become accustomed to. Born to two noble parents in a land far beyond the Vale, Celeste's childhood had been fraught with expectation. Her father, High Archivist Saran Highcrest, had set high standards for his two children, and the elder of those two elves, Celeste's sister Cressida, had surpassed all of them. Cressida had found her talents at an early age, her nose buried in books, and magic coming to her as easy as breathing. Celeste, however, had struggled in the shadow of her sister's success for as long as she could remember, never quite meeting the expectations of her father, and always the object of his disappointed glances. When the two elves came of age, they sat the entrance exam to join their father at the sanctum, to become mentored under his tutelage and scribe ancient texts in the archives. Cressida, to no one's surprise, had passed the exam with overwhelming success. Celeste, on the other hand, held true to her long-standing tradition of always being second best. It was rare that one should ever choose to leave their homeland, but never being able to escape the constant overshadowing from her sister, Celeste had decided it was finally time to break free of this tradition. For here, she would always be Cressida's sister, never her own person. But if she were to leave, perhaps she could finally forge her own path. She found her way to the dimension door, stepping through for the first time and finding herself in a land strangely familiar, yet unlike anything she had ever experienced. She boarded the first ship she came across, bound for the kingdom of Quell, and spent years travelling these oceans between continents, desperate to find something worthy enough to bring home as tribute to her family. Until one day, the news found her. The door that she had stepped through to enter this plane had vanished, along with every other door that could lead her home. Now stuck, seemingly an entire universe between her and her homeland, Celeste is searching for answers, and some miracle that could lead her home again.
Ingwe grew up in an reclusive community of druids. His elders, ancient and wise, one of the greatest, his mother, was a great storyteller, and he grew up sharing their stories. While the community has very strict rules and customs and routines, each member is encouraged once in a lifetime to travel out into the world and experience the trials and tribulations, bring back their challenges to share and to tell the story of the world.
We are back. It's been a whole week
Back.
since we've seen each other, almost. Anyway, are you frozen, Jacob, or is it just the cold? Still standing there.
I'm still
Like a Greek statue. Anyway,
Oh no, I'm just looking at my spells. That's why I'm sorry.
fair enough. Well, welcome back, everyone. As far as I can see, everything should be working, so we're probably going to have a, I don't know, like technical meltdown later because everything's working right now.
That's it.
So I have I don't have two announcements. I have one announcement today, actually. So currently one of our good friends, Miniporium, is doing a giveaway of a really cool looking dice tower. And I actually have an image I can drop on the screen here. So that side, I finally got it right. That side. It is pretty damn cool. More descriptions will follow. And if we can drop the link in the chat, everyone who's watching can go and have a chance of winning. There you go. Have a chance of winning this amazing dice tower from Miniporium, who have been very kind to us. Love you.
That's
very
dope.
much.
That's so damn cool.
It's very cool, yeah. It's so many details on it. So many details.
Yeah.
Right. With that out of the way, I think that was the only announcement I can think of. Other than that, unless you three have one. No?
It was your birthday yesterday.
That is true.
That
is true. So when you hit level 38, you get purple hair. That's it's in the player's handbook. Look it up. Page 279.
That's prestige levels, though, right?
Yeah, or maybe it's wild magic. I'm not sure. Anyway, my name is Tom. I'm the producer and dungeon master of Monsters and Mayhem. And if you have more dice than friends on Facebook that you don't actually know, you come to the right place, I guess. Anyway, let me put on a little bit of ambiance and some music, and then we can get started with a little recap. First question is, do any of you actually remember what happened last time?
Crimson Dragon!
That is one part of it, yes. There was a big-ass fucking dragon.
It's ingrained in my memory forever.
So, from what I understand, from what I remember, we were basically tasked with getting a particular item which we weren't familiar with at the time from one side, basically of town, to the other. But we had to stop by an individual to have them inspect and confirm and all that sort of thing. And yeah, there were reports of these kobolds and orcs in town and that sort of a thing. And we went over to the bar. We met an individual by the name of Mose, I believe it was. Moans. And they basically gave us the item, or they came with us as we went to our first leg of the journey. In the box was an item which they described known as the Dreamweaver.
It was
and
part of the Dreamweaver.
Yeah, it was a fraction of the artifact known as the Dreamweaver. And then we would move towards Jane Laurie, who we met up with, and in Carburetor Avenue. And on the way, we saw a ring of imps circling the city, and that seemed a bit suspicious. We informed Jane, thinking they might be able to help us in that circumstance. And then we headed off after they were adamant about checking the object. We got a lead box, put it in to protect it from being spied upon. And then we headed off. And partway on our journey across to where we were supposed to be going ultimately, suddenly there was an attack of imps, kobolds, a minotaur, and ultimately a massive ancient red dragon with a mage standing atop a tower or building, basically screaming out at us. Things went well. We broke out into a fight, and then seems Jane we sent on their way to go, hey, you got to get out of here with that device. We got to keep you safe. So off Jane went. And shortly after, suddenly we realized that not everything was as it seemed, as a bunch of the individuals on the battlefield suddenly vanished. We followed ahead to get to the location we were supposed to be meeting, and that's where we met. Let's see if I got the name right here. Mana. Mana informed us, hey, well, Jane's real timid and something, and my mind went blank for a moment there. And that's when I realized that we'd been duped. And we sort of all ran down to Jane to check out what the hell happened, and it seems the real Jane was found laid in rest in her bed. And that, the other Jane was not who they seemed, and they'd up and vanished, and we found a little pot with a 4-leaf clover. Or with some 4-leaf clovers, and I believe that's about as far as I remember. /
Right.
My notes.
Well done.
also-
That's really
yeah.
detailed. Holy shit. Nice work,
Can you say
Gerard.
that you're not a note taker? Like,
Yeah,
That's,
I'm a
wow.
point taker. I take
That's
points.
some good points there. That's literally everything, I think, except for maybe a few things, but I'm sure
I
that...
remember
yeah.
the room with Ingwe's house, and then a
Yes, that's
sneaky
true.
little Jean trying a sneaky little trick at the end.
Yeah, so you went into this room at Mana's place where you were resting, and Ingwe made it look like it's home. Because this room changes to whoever knocks 3 times and open the door. They can make it look like whatever they want. And before leaving, Sean had a sneaky peek and tried to see if he could see his home too, and he did. And he tried to see if he could see his wife, who has unfortunately passed away a while back. And she was in fact there. But if that was because of the room, or if that was because of his connection to her at the moment, it's unsure. One last thing you did find was that you found a arcane teleportation circle underneath one of the rugs at Jane's house, seemingly where this individual posing as Jane had vanished from. Mana, with her insight into Arcana, had a way to reverse engineer the teleportation circle, but was unclear about how long this would take. You were offered a substantial amount of 4,000 gold to track down this individual posing as Jane, who you seem to have linked to not only being a leprechaun from the Feywild, but also being the same individual who sent the guards into an illusionary state, protecting a village where it was supposed to be inflicted by plague, but reality was every single one in the village was being tortured and killed in the search of some orb in which you had already activated. So certain things seems to be leading in the same direction, one way or another. You had a long rest, finally, everyone, at Mana's house. And I believe that the last thing we said was that you woke up and you went downstairs.
I believe we were going to do a little bit of shopping or something before we headed off.
Right. And as you walk down the stairs towards what you can only imagine is going to be a wonderful breakfast, your arm starts burning. And you see the tattoo grows once again further and further up the arm. More symbols appear on your arms now. Some of them looks like skulls, some X's, some interlining sections, some dotted lines. By itself, it doesn't necessarily seem to mean much, as the arm itself is still lightly tattooed under the circumstances of what you've been informed. But you have been informed that this eventually will form a map of a labyrinth of Gideon, the Karameshi legacy. And that's where we'll begin tonight's episode.
Hell yeah. So just to clarify, we basically just gotten up and come down from where we were staying in the night.
Yes.
The main room where we'd been offered cookies and that from Mana the night before, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay. All right. I believe we had some things to do this morning before they were going to come notify us. Mana said they'd let us know, right? When the portal would be ready. Whatever it is.
Yes, I believe so. We're to meet back at, not Jane's house. I feel like there have been far too many knots, but...
Yeah, right. All right. Well, anything particular y'all needed to do? Anything particular you were looking to find or purchase?
If I'm not sure, I'm not really sure how it works, but I've been thinking, and one of the reasons why I can't do some of the things that I did from home is that I need some jewelry and some diamonds and some stuff that is it
All right.
how I know before last time we talked about money, we kind of split all our money up, but 4,000 gold seems like a lot more than we've previously got.
For sure. Well, why don't we use what we need to prepare ourselves for what's ahead, get whatever we think, and then whatever's left over we can discuss and organize, and we can just sort of unanimously decide on things for the time being. Does that seem fair?
Do you want to get a new coat? We're going somewhere cold. I can't be travelling in this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's why I always keep my fur with me.
Yes, I suppose you're well equipped, John.
I'm used to that kind of temperature, I guess.
Bully for you. Ingwe, do you need clothes?
This stuff's pretty warm. Maybe a cloak. I don't know. I've never been to the cold before, but I mean, I don't really feel the hot or the cold or the. Yeah, maybe.
Right. Well, I'm going to get myself a cloak. Did you want to meet back at Jane's house, or do you want to go on this endeavour together? I'm just thinking of time.
So currently you're at Mana's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just again. Yeah.
I think this sort of thing probably smart for us to stick together. That way we don't need to split the money as well, and if someone's short or whatever the case may be. Plus, if suddenly there's something there that someone else or someone might seem to think is going to be useful, they can grab it there and then. But yes, depends on time.
What's the time about now, Tom?
You went to bed fairly normal time, so I'd say it's probably around 10-ish in the morning.
Right, well, I think we're supposed to meet them. I think we decided last night before we went to bed that we wanted to get there sooner rather than later, because if we are going somewhere cold in the north, then we don't want to lose daylight hours.
Yep. Agreed. I think midday is the absolute latest we should probably go, if it's all ready by then.
Right, well, I'll come with you for now, but if it looks like time's getting away from us, then I might tuck off.
Sounds good. All right. Let's head. I guess we'll just see whatever's closest and go from there.
Sounds good. Perhaps we can ask our lovely host if they have any ideas what we could purchase. To save us wandering the city aimlessly.
Sure. Is Mana anywhere to be seen or heard?
So she comes down the stairs into this big room that she apparently lives in, which seems to just be one big room. And you can see that one of the bunk beds have been used. The other ones, there's 3 of them in total, haven't really been used, but the one has definitely. And you can see that she is standing in the kitchen area with her back towards you, currently dancing, wearing what looks to be her pajamas, making pancakes with something on her head, similar cylinder shaped as mine right now, while she's rocking back and forth. But other than that, the room seems empty.
Is she quite alright?
It seems odd to dance without music, but all right.
Excuse me. Sorry.
She doesn't seem to hear you. She's just flipping pancakes and just dancing left and right.
I will speak to her telepathically.
Whoa!
Excuse me.
Just take some off. Oh, hello. Hey, sorry. I didn't know you were awake yet. I thought humans sleep until late, so I thought that he was gonna give you. Never mind. Pancakes? I made some ice cream.
Thank you.
No?
Not for myself, thanks.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just eat 62 pancakes by myself. Cool. Right. Okay.
Well, that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner sorted. It's kind of like preparing for the day.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Did you sleep all right? How do you like the room? Isn't it nice? It's wonderful, isn't it?
So cool.
Very
Yeah,
comfortable.
amazing. That's great.
Ingrid made us feel quite at home.
I am so happy that I have visitors for once. I mean, under the circumstances, of course, it's not too happy, but at least someone gets to visit me.
Making
Amazing.
move the situation, right?
Perhaps if we are to return,
You're
you
right.
might extend your hospitality once again, and we shall return. Here.
Oh, don't charm yourself. I'm going with you.
You're coming with us.
Absolutely.
Well, that's exciting.
The council decided that they needed someone from the inside of Kronos to come with you. So here I am.
Oh well. Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, we were just gonna get a few things to prepare for the journey before we headed off. While we
Right.
waited for it to be ready, I guess.
It may take a little time, unfortunately. The reverse engineering is not as fast as it sounds.
Yeah.
It might take a day, maybe more. They're deciphering the symbols one by one, but it's taking quite a bit of time. It's not an exact science, unfortunately, but as soon as we can, we will go, for sure. But
Okay.
for the meantime, maybe make yourself home. If there's anything else you would like to do in the city, there's also an option of doing that. I will keep track of when they're done. But so far, they've only deciphered a few of the symbols, unfortunately. It's a whole team working day and night on this.
All right. Well, I guess that kind of works better because we were gonna go see if we could purchase a few things to prepare ourselves for the journey.
Right. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I mean, we don't really know where we're going, but the water seemed pretty cold. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Is there anything particularly you're looking for? Maybe I can point you in the right direction?
I believe Ingwe is looking for some sorts of gems or in the likes,
Some
sort of
Jewelry. I'd like to go
Jewelry?
to a jewelry shop.
Oh yeah, that's definitely jewelry shops. I'd say that it depends on where you want to go, of course. There's some inside both Fortleys and Clockets, but you can also go to just the Platelet Market or the Copper Canyon Market. Especially things like gems and jewelry, there's a lot of those around because a lot of people who come here like to get souvenirs, and it's used in a lot of crafting. So
Yeah.
there's plenty of that around.
And
Also
go
the
for it anyway.
also the is there like a shop that we can buy things to help us, maybe with fighting or solving problems? Like if this city seems so amazing, is there somewhere you can suggest where we might be able to find magical items or crafted
Oh
things
yeah,
for
for
a city?
sure. Yeah, there's a lot of that, but the two ones that I think that I would recommend is either Madrinas, uh, or what was the other one called? Let me have a look here in my mind.
Madame Madrinas does sound familiar. Is that not who Val spoke to us about, who made our magnificent tent?
Yes. The other one is the Wicker World, um, run by Flinter Flickenwick, who's also a artificer. He's also really crafty, and he sells a lot of interesting items sometimes. I have been known to purchase a few things from him. Madame Madrinas is more like fabrics and such. Not so much armor necessarily, but potentially. I mean, I don't know exactly what she's got these days. I usually just wear, like pajama pants or like a dress from time to time. But yeah.
That works out because I believe we're looking for some clothing as well.
Right. Well,
So
there's definitely an option there. She does magical textiles, but she also has enhanced or ordinary textiles as well. So I definitely recommend going there just for the looks of it. It's a beautiful store.
I'm afraid that my wardrobe leaves much to be desired for the cooler weather.
Well, I mean, we still don't know where we're going, do we?
speaking of armor, as you mentioned before, are there any smiths in particular you'd recommend for something like that? I generally prefer to wear something a little more flexible, like I got, but I find I'm not moving as fast as I used to in my younger years, so I think I gotta
Oh,
get something with a bit more.
okay. Yeah, there is a few of those smithies around as well. Are you looking for ordinary armor, or what are you
I
looking
mean,
for?
yeah, just something a little bit tougher, I guess. Whatever they got on them.
Right. Yeah, we do have blacksmith here. I normally don't really use too much blacksmithing myself. I buy the materials, but there is Carl's blacksmith. That's the first that comes to mind.
All right.
He's got a good reputation. He's a dwarf, so he's pretty handy when it comes to using tools.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of at the
Alright.
moment, at least off the top of my head. Like, yeah.
No, I appreciate it. And which of these would be the closest from here?
Oh, well, the tricky part is that the jeweler, as you said, there's a lot of jewelers everywhere, so that can be a little bit more tricky. It depends on if you want to go into to the indoor markets or if you want to stay outside in the outdoor markets. The indoor markets tend to have a little higher price, if you ask me, because of the location and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, whichever you want. The closest to here, it's either the Copper Canyon Market or the Platelet Market.
All right.
Doesn't really change much if you go to one or the other. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Appreciated. We might head out then.
Should
Right.
keep us busy till at least mid-afternoon, I think, with all these stops we need to make. And plus, it would
Well.
do us well, I think, to stretch our legs and get a lay of the land of the city before we leave.
Yeah, well, maybe have a look around and take in some of the city. Unfortunately, you didn't have the best first impression, I think, but there's plenty to be decided.
Sounds good.
No
Yeah.
worries. And if you want to, you can always come back here. You're welcome to stay with me if you wish. If this takes more than a day, I'm not quite sure at this point.
Very
Thank you
kind of
again for your generous hospitality. And Celeste will reach
course.
forward and take one of the pancakes and like roll it up. Thank you very much.
All good. Let me know how it goes.
I will. Thank you very much.
All good. I'll get back to my exercise, and she puts her headphones on.
Strange thing.
Yeah, I don't understand wearing earmuffs up here. It's not that cold. Unless
Yeah,
you,
why does she
Yeah,
dance
you
when she
sweat.
puts them on?
I don't know. That is weird.
Perhaps they're enchanted to make you dance when you put them on.
Magic. All right, cool.
Right. Well, shall we head off? Which market strikes your fancy, Ingve, to head off to?
Um, I don't know. They all sound so amazing. I I suppose I'll follow you, but two things I think that would be really helpful is a diamond. I don't know how much they cost around here, and also um, I'll pull out a flower from like I want one of these, but like artisans can make them out of gold and silver. It need to be made of gold or silver or titanium or copper. Something that's what I'm looking for. Where do you think? Do you think that's expensive?
Yes, diamonds and gemstones usually run you quite a price. The gold or silver flower, maybe not as much, but certainly I think you'll be losing a little bit of pocket change with a diamond.
Yeah, I mean, Ingwe, just to skip things. I think we should go to the I think, yeah, the gilded flower is going to be more expensive than the diamond for what I want.
Fair.
And then obviously, whether or not we need to get a diamond because we've already got that machine thing.
Yeah.
So I could spend a lot of money very quickly.
Yeah.
As magic users, so there's anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe we should buy your clothes first and see how much money we spend, and then if we go to the jewelry shop last, then we can spend the rest of the money, or the magic shop last.
Yeah. I mean, well, what if we check out Madame Madrinas first then? Because they said they do deal with fabrics, so perhaps they'll have magic and non-magical things. We can get both sorted with one spot. And then they said there's so many jewelers around, perhaps on the way back we'll just be able to come across one.
Yes,
Sounds like a plan.
absolutely.
All right.
Right.
And as
So
we
I found this place.
walk out the door outside of the tower, I will drop my pancake in a flower bed or something as we're walking. Or
Okay. Fair enough.
Mr. John, I also have a few things that I picked up that I was thinking I might sell in a place like this, but maybe instead we should give them. Is it a thing here that you leave gifts? Like, she didn't charge us money to stay at her house, but like, I've got this bottle of wine. We could sell it to buy new things, or maybe I could just. What do you think? Should we get a gift?
I mean, it's definitely a kind thing to do. It's something that I'm sure would not go astray. Why don't we have a look, see what we can find out there? Maybe we'll be able to find her something nice. And
find her a pair of earmuffs that don't make her dance whenever she puts them on.
I mean, yeah.
And she can wear them to bed.
But yeah, I also got a few things I might need to sell. So why don't we check out the value of that before we head back, and we can do that then, I guess.
To sell the things.
Yeah.
Rightio. So first up is Madame Madrinas. Is that correct?
What's that?
Rightio. So you already kind of got a little bit of instruction on where she was, but I think Baal already mentioned that as soon as you pretty much entered the city, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
So she is located in the. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one too. Ooh, she's located in the Platelet Market, which is on the left side of the thing. I will just put the map on here so everyone else can see it too. So that might make more sense.
Oh, yeah.
So, if I can make it a little bigger, maybe. There we go. So, the Platelet Market is on the left side there.
Yeah.
It's no problem to find. It's a very beautiful store compared to the rest of them. The entire building seems to be almost clothed in cloth of various nature. but it is not actually cloth. It's just really well decorated to make it look like it. The store windows themselves are almost like decorated with little gold embellishments, and you can see Madame Madrinas on the glass with golden letters.
Oh, this is the place.
Very, what's the word I'm
Ostentatious?
thinking of? Yeah, that seems the most appropriate.
Right up my alley then.
All right, give it a
Push
crack.
open the door.
So, as you enter this room, it seems to be full of cloths of different types of nature hanging from the ceiling, almost like draping over these mid beams going across the room. Everything is kind of clothed in some sort of color. The entire room is color coordinated. So simply just go from the brightest of red to the darkest of blues, and then in between all these different aspects of all the rainbow's colors. Behind the counter, you see a man or a humanoid creature that best can be described as looking a bit like a mixture between a human and a hyena. He's wearing a nice looking white shirt with a beautiful blue striped, pinstriped vest. And he's wearing a little bowler hat. And as you enter, he says, "Okay, hello, my friends. Please come on in. How may I help you in Madame Madrinas today?" Sorry. Happens every now and then.
Hello, sir. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Oh, my name is Costellus.
Oh, Costellos, absolute pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure is all mine, my lady.
We do love what you've done with the place. It really caught our eye on the walk down here.
Oh, well, it's not really me, but I run this place, and I did give some insight into how, of course, this place should appear from the outside. But thank you.
Especially
Anyway.
in a city like this. It does take a little bit of effort to stand out.
Yes, well, Madame Madrinas have a bit of a reputation for being one of the best, and she does not let you down.
Well, absolutely. We've my companions and I, we are currently heavily utilizing something that was bought from Madame Madrinas, actually.
Oh, right. That is amazing. I love return customers. They're my
Yes.
favorite creature, right after chicken.
Well, yes, of course.
I like chickens too.
I like you even more, my friend. So, how can I help you today?
Well, I can't speak on behalf of my compatriots here, but I was looking for something to take with me as we're traveling north, quite far north.
Right, something
or at least
warm.
Yes, somewhere quite cold, or at least we suppose it might be quite cold. I'm not actually 100% sure, but I think it's better to be prepared than to not be.
I like how you think, young lady. Of course. Is there anything in particular that you think that would help you in this endeavor? Is it more just keeping you warm, or are you trying to be stealthy? What is your thought?
Well, I was thinking a coat, rather, perhaps with a hood. I would like it to be fur-lined, obviously. I was thinking
Right.
white with some silver details, perhaps.
Ooh, that is definitely possible. We can definitely do that. So just a coat to keep you warm.
And
What
to look good.
about some ear muffs, or maybe a beanie, a hat of some sort with big
Do you have those
feathers?
earmuffs that make you dance? We've seen something quite peculiar at our host's establishment.
No, I can't say that I do. I'm sorry, I don't quite know what that is. But this place is evolving all the time, so it's not surprising to me. Anyway,
No, but earmuffs would be quite a good shout, and perhaps even some gloves. For
Gloves
myself,
as
I
well.
can't, obviously, as I said, I don't know what my friends here want.
all right. Well, we can definitely do that for you. What about you two individuals? Are you going to the same region? Are you going to be a little cold, maybe, without your new clothes?
Sean's just standing like a solid foot behind the others, back, just eyeballing this bizarre creature.
Come on, Jean, you would look absolutely dashing with a pair of earmuffs, even if you do have your cloak already.
Nope, I'm fine. I'm set up for the cold.
What about you,
I'm
Ingray?
I'm all right for the cold too, but I mean, I have thought about changing clothes to fit in more.
You're currently wearing shoes.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right, just checking. I mean, if it's gonna be cold, the shoes are gonna be very important.
I'm not
And you
wearing shoes.
don't
I'm
want
wearing
to.
sandals.
I think those ones may need an upgrade, my friend. If you're going somewhere cold, unless you wanna. I mean, you would look smashing with a peg leg.
Okay. Yeah. So I would already have. I'm prepared for travel, so I would have definitely have like warm clothes, but
Right.
boots definitely would be.
Right.
Have you got something in my size?
We can always make something in your size, my friend. This is Madrinas. We make things come to life that does not exist. Most of the time, at least. There's some variations, some rules, but never mind. We can definitely do that. We can definitely get you some boots of some sort. I'm thinking, should they be white as well to make you blend in more? Do you have a color that you
No.
want them to be?
Well, Ingway's dressed kind of like this, and it probably does look like that. Like I imagine, actually, it does really look plastic because it's like
Okay.
druidic. Looks like he's wearing plastic clothes, but obviously it's not plastic. It's like grown.
Right. I
Um,
mean, you can do brown.
yeah, so I would just normal boots. But have you got any magical boots?
Well, I mean, it's more a visual appearance that Madame Madrina specializes in. If you want something with functions, it's probably better to go to one of the other magical shops for that part. But clothing, in specifically with some magical features, is definitely her feature. So,
Do you have some clothes that Mr. John could wear that he could do this? And Ingway will turn into Jam.
not at the moment. We can definitely tailor something for that. That's not a problem. It will just take a little bit of time.
Nope, I'm fine, honestly. It's nope. Don't need to be anyone else. My life's complicated enough as it is.
Right. How about I just get a general information about how you want your clothes to look, and then I can give you some of the features that we may or may not be able to imbue into them. Right? What about you, young man? Mr. Sean, was it?
Yeah, nope, I'm fine. Set
Nope.
up, okay.
Right.
And he takes another like half step back.
Well, completely fine. If you don't need anything, just be aware. The cold up north is sometimes worse than you believe, but if you don't need it, that is fine too. Right. So a coat, some earmuffs, some gloves, some silver and white, and some amazing boots for the young gentleman there.
You know, if I'm going all out, I think I might get some boots too, because mine are brown, and I don't think they're going to go with the white ensemble that I'm currently compiling.
Well, I would be a bit of I would be a jerk if I lied, but actually brown does go quite well with white. But if you do want to, we can definitely do that.
Celeste has these like heeled boots that go like thigh high, like over like her leathers. She'd be like, well, I just think, well, if Ingway's getting boots, and I really could do with a new pair. These ones are quite well travelled.
No problem. We can definitely do that for you. Right. Give me 2 seconds. And he takes out a little notepad and he writes down all the different things and he kind of looks at rough sizes for you. And he's like, Right, that one's going to
Oh
be.
no, smaller than that. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, sorry, that was
These are
his
baggy
feet.
clothes.
That was not you. That was his feet. Sorry, no offense. People with great feet have great minds. I've heard, or something. I'm not quite sure now. Yes, okay. Give me 2 seconds, and he takes the note and he opens this little. There's like a cylinder in the side of the. We call it like a desk kind of thing. He opens the cylinder and he puts the note in and closes it, and then he pulls this lever, and you can just hear it shoot somewhere else. Just,
It's the most exciting thing that I've seen since, well, yesterday, to be honest.
yes, it's quite amazing. This is how we communicate with Madame Madrinas. We haven't actually seen her for quite some time. I mean, so.
I do
But
hope
she
she's
does great
alright.
work. Oh, I think she's perfectly fine. I think she just prefers to be alone. I think that's one of her things. I mean, someone as gifted as she is bound to have some other um, specifications for life that may need or not need to be attended to.
Understandable.
Nice. It takes maybe 25 seconds more, and then you hear ding, and he opens the what the hell do you call that?
Canister? I
The
think you meant
counter.
tube.
Yes, the counter. He opens a shelf on the counter and he takes out one white set of earmuffs, one white jacket with hood, one set of white gloves, and one set of white boots, and then a brown set of boots for Ingwe. And then he closes the shelf. There we
That
go.
was very fast.
She is one of the best. Is there anything else that you would like these to be imbued with now? We have some options. One of them is obviously keeping you warm, no matter how cold it gets. That is one of the features we can put onto these. Another thing we can do is we can help make you slightly more stealthy when it comes to being in the snowy scenery. We can also give you an ability to, how should I say, sense the weather a little bit before it happens. These are the three current options we have for like an Arctic or snowy or cold climate at least. But it's up to you, of course. You don't have to have any of it. Warm clothes by itself provides excellent protection under the right circumstances.
How much do they cost?
So the clothes by themselves here adds up to 800 gold. The imbuements depends on which ones you pick.
Sorry, not to. These are non-magical, just fabric clothes.
Yes.
And before you making them magical, they're 800.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh.
I understand. I see your type now. I understand who you are as a gentleman. I get it. Let me show you. And he takes his own jacket and he just puts it on like this. And as he does, you just see like this cascade of different colors that just looks like the rainbow's colors. Almost like a peacock just spreading its wings as he puts on his blazer jacket. You see? It's more of a visual appearance, if you know what I mean. She's great at her handicraft. And we can also add additional features to it.
How much are the additional features? How much to keep warm?
To keep warm, we can do that for another 50 gold. So,
And
50 gold.
How much to be stealthy in the snow?
So that's another 150 gold per set. So in this case, it would only really be for the clothing set here, not so much for the boots, unfortunately.
Okay. And then what about sensing the weather?
Sensing the weather we can imbue into any of these items here. So that could be the boots if you were after. It would be 350 gold.
And those prices are absolutely fine. I mean, as you said, we are repeat customers. And the more money that we have and save, the more we can spend in the future.
Right. I understand. I see your type. I understand what you're selling, young lady. Right. I will give you the Keep Warm feature for free. If you come back and remember us next time.
I don't think that we'll have a choice but to remember you. I mean, I'm quite excited to wear these clothes regardless. The Keep Warm feature wasn't the one that I was thinking. I was actually going to go with the more, harder to detect in snowy environments.
Right.
But, I can understand that you are running a business, absolutely. I just thought, well, the price is rather steep, and if we did want to go with these other imbuements, then But I understand if that's all we can do.
Of course, I understand that. And you hear a ding, and he looks a little confused. He opens the shelf again, and there's a piece of paper in there, and he reads it out. Oh. Right. Madam Madrina says that you can have one of each of the 3 imbuements for free.
Oh, it's very kind of her.
Who are you?
Oh, we're no one in particular. Just a group of travellers currently traversing, I suppose, in search of ancient mysteries and whatnot.
Right, okay. I've never seen her do this before. She must really like you.
As we
Well-
like her in turn, I'm sure.
No problem, we can definitely do that. I guess I can cast the imbuement on the boots to sense the weather. I can cast the stealthy part on your jacket. And the keep warm feature is already free, so that will be on the jacket as well. I think that's probably best.
Not the boots. What?
It will keep you warm.
My feet warm. Everything else will stay warm. I'm pretty furry.
Right, so we can definitely do that. Let's cast that on the boots, you're correct. That's probably better. Right. No problem. If you give me about in half an hour to an hour, maybe I can fix this up for you.
Thank you so much. We do so appreciate going out of your way to organise this so quickly for us.
No problem. I am just very surprised that Madame Madrina has taken a liking to someone. Not sure what that means. You're a curious bunch.
I'm sure you know her far better than we do.
I would like to say I do, but I am surprised. Nonetheless.
Well, it was a pleasure making your acquaintance, and we shall return.
You too.
I think that we have a little bit more shopping to do. But here, and she will reach into her bag and pull out the 800 gold and put it down on the counter. We shall
Thank
return, and we have a little bit of shopping to do, but we should return in the next couple of hours once she's finished with that, so please don't rush.
As soon as the money comes out, John turns and walks out the door because he just can't see this happening.
He takes the gold and he puts them into the drawer and closes the drawer. And he's like, "Thank you so much." My apologies. We all have our vices. I'll see you later.
Thank you. Ingrid, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. Oh man, I wonder the skills it takes to make those sorts of clothes.
They came so quickly, did they not?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Does it take a
25
long time
seconds.
usually?
Oh, to tailor custom-made clothes, usually. I've seen people wait up to a week.
Oh wow. That is fast.
And we must find John before he gets himself lost in a crowd or someone comes up to him with some invention and scares the daylights out of him.
So you can buy this one and it can peel your potatoes and you can also use
Leave me
it to
alone.
cut your hair.
This is not the time.
Okay, I
wanna
also
talk
have
about-
these massage
Nope.
stones that you can put on your temples and it will feel like a magnetic. No.
John grabs the guy by the scruff and just looks him in the eye, and then just slowly pushes him back about a foot, and just goes, "Not
Okay.
now."
Discount?
Let's
No?
go.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
Mr. John, we're going to Wicker World.
Yep. All right, I'm coming.
So just so you know, Celeste bought that out of her own money. She didn't take it out of the party funds.
Ingwe has the money, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is perfectly fine. As long as you keep track of it, that's cool.
Yep, I
will.
just removed the 800 gold, that's okay. Should rather look cute and stylish.
But you now look like a Russian special forces soldier. All good. Cool. So the next stop is where?
Wicker World?
Wickerworld?
I believe Wicker World, yeah.
Right. So Wickerworld is on the Copper Canyon Market. It's a little further away from where you are, and you do see a lot of these people going left and right. And you do feel a little off, so I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw again.
Yeah.
Because it's spinning around.
Not with disadvantage, that poison's worn off?
Nope, you only got poisoned when it was that you took them.
And it was con, right?
Yes, and a disadvantage was not against your Constitution saving throw. That was against the illusion spell that was cast on you later.
Ah, that's right. 18 for me.
18's fine.
19.
19's fine. Sean?
14.
Fine. Celeste?
14 as well.
Perfectly fine. You're all good. You're getting a little bit more used to it now, so it's all
As
good.
we're heading that direction, you guys would just see Sean mumbling to himself, just like, is that... I don't... But, I'm sorry. Is that the sort of cost that enchanted things will run you? I mean, if that was for just some clothes with some flourish, is this Wicked World thing gonna spend, like, are we gonna lose everything?
Well, for an enchanted, fully enchanted outfit and Ingwe's boots, 800 gold is quite reasonable, actually.
I don't understand it. They're clothes. What is... I mean, we made half of that doing the first job for Baal from memory.
Isn't that what I told him? I said we're putting our lives on the line, we're only getting, 500 gold apiece?
Yeah, I thought that was a decent sum of money, but now I understand if you're buying magical things and dealing with these sorts of things, and that's nothing. That's...
Well, it is a lot of money, and it is more than, most regular folks could hope to earn in 10 years. Something like 500 to 1,000 gold. But I think the price to pay for, one's life and their bodies, and then paying that to people that have poured actual essence into something that can protect those things is also, it has a price.
I mean, sure. And sort of goes back into mumbling to himself.
It's a brave new world for you, Jean. I can see that.
Oh, it's some kind of world for sure. All right, let's...
If it's going to make you uncomfortable, then you don't have to... Well, we do. There are some things such as Ingwe's components that he needs that we are going to have to buy. But I'm more than willing to talk about this in the future if it makes you uncomfortable.
I think it's more just going to be getting used to, and I think we're going to have to start driving our prices up.
That's what I tried to talk about last time, but...
Yeah. Alright. He's just staring off in the distance, trying to do whatever math in his head will try and make this make sense to him.
Tom, while we're walking, I don't necessarily need to up here if you want, but I want to... will people trade stuff with me? Like, you know how they're like offering their things?
Yes.
If I say, yeah, I'd like that, and then give them like a thing that I got from the previous person, will people trade stuff?
No, they're there to sell shit. They're not there to buy stuff. It seems like they're all struggling to do the hustle.
Trying to do the paperclip to the house trick, or
Yeah.
I heard about that one.
If that was possible, anyway, while we're walking through this place,
no.
would have tried to.
It's very desperate people trying to sell things, pretty much.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, okay. I would like to... Nah, that's all right. That's it. I'd try to do that, and then...
Right. Fair enough. Eventually, you end up at the door of Wicker World, which looks like a general store. It doesn't look that fancy as what you just came from, but it does have a few mechanical embellishments on it. Like above the door, there's this... It's almost like a skull, but it's not like a... It doesn't look like a evil skull. It's more like a mechanical skull that seems to watch people. Like it turns when people walk. It seems to just be watching people on the street. Other than that, the rest of the building looks pretty normal.
Holy shit, that thing scared me. What the fuck is that?
Welcome to Wicker World!
Whoa.
You see the jaw kind of like moves slightly animated.
Picturing like an animatronic at like
Yeah.
the...
It's like Disneyland.
Yeah, Disneyland.
Welcome.
Everything in this city seems like it's so full of life, but half of it's false life. It's quite unusual. Well, Ingwe, you lead the way.
I walk in and look at everything.
So, as you open the door, most of this room is empty. But there is a round... it's kind of like a bar almost. Like, it's a round place in the middle where there's an individual standing behind it. And all the items are in glass monitors behind him in a circle there as well. So you can see all the different things in glass displays. The rest of the room seems fairly empty. There's some chairs. There's a coffee machine, or it looks like a coffee machine. A little bit like that. There's some candy in a little bowl. There's some fruit. The rest of the room just seems like a general normal room. But as you come in, there's a little ding as a bell rings. And this individual looks up from behind the counter. Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome to Wicker World. How can I help you today?
Well, we're going on an adventure.
I love adventures.
We're hoping to find out. I've never been to a place like this before. We're hoping to buy some things, maybe. Find out how much things cost.
Great. I love it. And as you come a little closer, you can see this is a dwarven, stouchy kind of guy. He has like Albert Einstein kind of hair and long white beard and tiny little glasses. They're almost too small for his head. Oh, Furbuck. I haven't seen a Furbuck in a long time. Haha. That's amazing. And you look like a pretty elf. I love pretty elves. And you look like you're a human. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty run of the mill.
That's pretty close. Hey, what you liking? What you after?
Well, I'll pull out the blunderbuss.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
Do you have, I mean, stuff to make this work?
To make it work? Can I see it? Oh, this is good handicraft. Huh. I think this is a mix between elven and dwarven design. Oof. Cool. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to make it work. All you need is some gunpowder and some scrap metal or something else to put in there. I can probably get a little bit of gunpowder. I don't have a lot of that here, but yeah, sure. I can definitely do that.
Yeah, some gunpowder be great. How much is gunpowder?
Well, I have one pouch of gunpowder somewhere. I think it's... Oh, it's here next to the candle. Here, this one here. It's not a lot. It's probably enough for 1 or 2 uses, I think. Maybe. I'm not quite sure how powerful that thing is, but probably 1 or 2 normal uses, to say. You can get that for 250 gold.
Okay,
So for gunpowder...
It's pretty rare here. If you want to go to the world in the Navy cities, you can probably get it a lot cheaper, but that's the only one I have.
It's a lot of gold for gunpowder, Ingwe.
Okay. I don't know how much things cost. The other thing I was looking for is do you have like a specials list? Do you have like some suggestions? I've never been to a shop like. What's the best thing that you make?
Oh, that's a long list. Everything I make is great. All right, let's have a look. I have a list here. This is not the specials, but this is some of the newer items that I have forged. Sorry, had a little bit too much to drink yesterday. All right. So the first thing I have is a flask of the Forgotten Will. So it's a potion. And if you drink that before rolling an ability or skill check, you can re-roll it if you fail. But you have to drink it first, before you know.
Oh, that's cool. How much is that?
That one's 100 gold.
Wow. Is that too much? Oh, anyway, let's go through the list, and then I'll ask Miss. I'll ask at the end.
Right. Okay. So the next one I have is a Cloak of Embers. It gives you resistance to fire damage, and it's also magically warm. It's 1,200 gold pieces.
Do they have them? Are they holding these items up as they're
He's
speaking about
pointing
them,
at the glass
like,
monitors behind him where you can see which one is what. That's the little thing on it as well.
what does the Cloak of Embers look like?
It looks like a how should I say it? It looks like mostly a blackish cloak at the start of it, and then it goes further and further down to like this dark red color. And it seems like it's almost like it's swaying slightly in the mantra on purpose because you can see almost like little embers coming off it.
Nope.
And yeah, so I have that. That's a pretty cool cloak. I wear that sometimes to the club. Chicks dig it. So I have a pearl of water breathing. To those of you who are interested in something like that. That one is 450 gold pieces. I have plenty of those. Just remember to buy some oil as well. You're gonna have to get it out somehow.
It's alright. Don't worry about that one, Mr. John. I can do that.
Right, but this one will let you breathe underwater for an hour. Only problem is you have to swallow the pearl, and eventually it has to come out.
Wait,
Charming.
you can do that? You can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's this? And I'll pull out like a straw, like a really shitty, like reed, like crappy straw that I picked up like as I was talking to people along the way. Like, yeah, I'll show you how to do it tonight.
Right, okay.
Oh.
I guess we're moving on then. I have a shield of guidance. Once a day, you can cast a spell light on yourself. Or on itself, on the shield itself. That one's 800 gold pieces. Good for people with bad eyesight.
John's ears perk up.
Also, I have a little stone feather. A stone feather of freefall. Which means that as a reaction, you can cast Featherfall on yourself once per long rest. If you should have an incident where you're falling from tall places, I sell a lot of them in this place for various reasons. Sure you can imagine. Fear is a good factor for selling things. So that one is 400 gold pieces. I also have a spear of Catalyst. If you roll a natural 20, you get to attack again. And that one is 1,000 gold pieces.
Now, just to confirm, probably not going to go to John anyway. So but is that a natural 20 or is that on a critical hit?
On a
different
natural
for John.
20. Natural
Okay,
20.
cool. Sweet.
No, not a critical hit. Natural 20. Jesus Christ, this is like...
Million attack!
Fair enough there, Boromir. Okay. I also have a Violet Gem Heart Necklace, which gives you 10 temporary hit point per long rest. That one is 750 gold pieces, and it looks dashing. No tickets? Okay, next. I have a long sword of the moon and the sun. During the day, this magical sword does 1d10 radiant damage when used in one hand. During the night, it does 1d10 necrotic damage. That one's 1,500 gold pieces. And it's a sword that's pretty much made to look like half of it. On one side looks like gold and sun symbols. The other side is more like silver and then moon symbols on there. It's very well made. And then I have a metaphysical orb of deleting, which you can throw, and it will blow the fuck out of things. So you can throw it 30 feet, and anything within the 30 feet of that 30 feet has to make a dex save 13, or take 2d10 points of force damage, or half if succeeding. That's one's 500 gold piece and has one use only. I have a Fork of the Feast. Little golden fork that can be used in combat for 1d4 points of damage, or it can be used to cast the spell Hero's Feast. Once per long rest if you have the materials. That one's 2,500 gold pieces. Sorry, I didn't have enough whiskey this morning. I have some magical body paint. which you can use to paint a tool or a dagger on yourself, and then you get a permanent tattoo, which is cool by itself. Do that all the time. However, you can also once per long rest summon this thing that you have drawn, and it works as an ordinary tool would of the same type. At midnight, it reverts back to its normal form on your body. 1,200 gold pieces for that one. Potion of Elegant Taste. After drinking this potion, anything you will eat will always taste like the most amazing thing you have ever tasted before. This effect is permanent. You can only remove it with a Remove Curse or Greater Restoration spell. This one is 1,000 gold pieces, but if you don't like oatmeal, that is the way to go for a happy life. Ding!
Another customer. Seems.
What the fuck was that? I have so many things behind me. I
We're in
don't know
here.
what that was.
Sorry, we're busy. You can come back later.
I'm not sure. I think that was the fire alarm. Anyway, moves the gunpowder further away from the candle. Right. I also have a longbow of disaster. 1d10 points of damage plus 1d6 points of force damage. If you roll a natural 1 with this bow, you must roll on the wild magic chart and suffer its effects or benefits. That one is 3,000 gold pieces. I have a ring of jumping. And I'm not talking about like trampolining like you've seen those videos on any of the info screens. No, I'm talking about real jumping. So once per day you can cast a spell, jump on yourself. 750 gold pieces for that one. So I can get you out of a nifty situation, or I can get you into one, depending on your choice.
That's that on you, Mr. John. With this.
I recall at the ship by the ship.
Yeah.
Right. Still have a few to go. Bear with me. I am amazing. I have a lot of stuff.
I can tell.
Braces of missile deflection. If a ranged weapon attacks you and it hits your armor class exactly, it will deflect it instead, and you will not take any damage. It only works against ranged attacks, like bolts and knives getting thrown, or arrows getting shot, or that random sack of scrap metal that might fly at you from whenever that gun misfires one day. That one is 150 gold pieces. And then he pulls out a little deck of cards and he puts it on the counter. This one's a bit special. I call this the Deck of the Gambler. As an action, you can draw a card and throw it at an enemy. But it does have a random effect, which can be positive or negative, depending on the situation. A few of the incidents which I have recorded so far is it can heal the enemy to full HP. It can heal the target for 1d6 points of healing. It can deal 1d4 points of damage. It can deal 1d6 points of damage. It can deal 1d4 points of damage and cast Bane for 1d4 rounds on the target. It can deal 1d8 necrotic damage, and it can heal you for 1d4 at the same time. It can deal 1d6 fire damage, and it can set the target on fire. Or if you roll a 20 on that chart, who knows?
And how
That
much
one is
that?
3,000 gold pieces.
Right.
I have a Potion of Answers. This one also has a permanent effect. Drinking this potion will give you obscure access to knowledge. Making insight checks or investigation check will also grant you one random answer to a question that you haven't answered. So, you might not necessarily know exactly what the answer is for, but you get an answer for free. But it could literally be anything. It's a funny one. It's great at parties. 2,000 gold pieces and can only be removed with Remove Curse spell. Thank you very much. I have a few more, bear with me. I'm getting old. Black Crystal Ring. Wearing the ring by itself has no effect. The ring has 6 charges. Each charge disappears permanently after one of its uses. You can either use one charge to cast a Shadow Bolt, which is 1d8 points of necrotic damage, and make a spell attack with it. Or you can cast Shadow Shield, which also functions as the spell shield. And you can cast that as a reaction on yourself. Or you can use 2 charges to cast Misery Bond on an ally and an enemy. Your ally gets healed equal amount to the amount of health the enemy is missing. The enemy takes damage equal to the remaining health your ally have. Once it loses all its charges, it's just a pretty little ring. But every time you do use one of its charges, you must roll a d6. If you hit the same amount or less than the amount of charges left in the ring, you're fine. Nothing happens. Everything is hunky-dory. You're good. You go to the bar. You have a drink. Everything is fine. If you roll below, you take 1 crystal sickness point. If you have 1 crystal sickness point, you have disadvantage on perception checks. If you have 2 crystal sickness points, you lose 1d6 HP. If you have 3 crystal sickness points, your HP is your max HP is halved. If you take 4 points of crystal sickness points, you have disadvantage on any skills, ability checks, or attack rolls. 5 points of crystal sickness point, your speed is halved. 6 points of crystal sickness, you die. And the effects stack. 1,000 gold pieces. Battle Axe of Fear. It's a battle axe +1. It can cast the spell Fear as a bonus action once per long rest. The spell DC on that is 12. 1,200 gold pieces. And Shield of Rolling Thunder. Anytime you block a hit with a shield, the sky echoes with a sound of thunder. 650 gold pieces for this amazing piece of demonstration of my skill. And the last one is the boring one. I have a half plate armor, +1. I almost feel sad saying that after that list. That one is 1,200 gold pieces. And 750 for the Shield of Rolling Thunder. But we can do so much else in here.
Just
It's not staying.
yeah.
But it is a place of shopping. There's plenty of things to have. If you want to have a sit, if you want to have a coffee, if you want to have some apples or some snacks, you can take it
Do you
over.
have these? And I'll pull out a potion of healing.
Oh yes, of course. We definitely have that. There's no need to plaster that all over my shop. I can definitely do that.
And what about diamonds? Do you have diamonds?
I can get you diamonds. What kind are you looking for?
I can cast a spell when someone dies, and they come back to life.
Right. How big of a diamond does that need to be?
I don't know. 300 GP.
300 GP. I can definitely do that. Yeah, definitely. How many do you want?
Oh, I don't know. I just wanted to know how much it costs. 300
GP.
Yeah. 300 gold. See, Mr. John, I can do the same thing as that, thing that, I can do that.
Yeah, I just heard that. You turn this jewelry into reviving energy?
Yeah, same as, similar, different. Works differently than that thing that Celeste has, but yeah, I can do that. So I think it's sensible to have, I mean, we've got one already, but just so you know, it's cost 300.
Better safe than sorry. You should probably take 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's besides that beautiful looking half plate, that's definitely the most intriguing thing to me.
Of all the things on my list, that was the one you were interested in. Humans. Oh.
Well, the potions of answers. I think that the potions of answers is the best Imagine getting answers to questions you don't know what the question is.
Right, okay,
That sounds
okay.
amazing.
All right, I understand. Sorry for my
mean-
outburst. It's been a long day.
I'm sorry, that one just sounded confusing to me, but I understand, I guess.
But you get to find the answers to questions. You just have to find the question.
Yeah, but if I just said, like, potatoes to you, right? And
Yeah.
that was the answer to a question. This question could be an array of things.
One of our great philosophers had one of these, and he's used it all night on Sunday nights to try to find inspiration for the meaning of life. Sometimes it's just not knowing the question that can give you the answer. I just made that up. I don't even know any philosophers, but it was good, right? It was good.
I'm not gonna lie, I was just about to whisper to my friends that you're a good salesman.
Damn it!
Okay, that's good. We have that information. Maybe we should talk about it.
Maybe go have a wander. Think about it. There's some bananas. So there was some bananas over there. They look like they're gone off a little bit. If you want a coffee, there's a coffee over there too. You can take that with you if you want on the house.
Oh, one more thing. We were going to go to the jeweler's, but because it's a spell thing, you might have it. I'm looking for a gilded flower.
Oh yes, of course. And he opens a drawer and he has like a whole bunch of different ones. What are you after?
Yeah, that one that looks like it's worth 300 gold pieces.
Right. Oh, we can definitely do that. No problem. We have plenty of these. Like I looted all day.
Yeah, cool.
Right. Do you want to buy anything now, or do you want to have a talk about everything first?
I think we should go have a chat. I do have a question regarding at least one of the items.
Yes.
The Shield of Rolling Thunder?
Yes, that's my favorite.
So what exactly, it said when something clashes with it, it creates a thunderous boom in the sky, right?
Yes.
What does that do besides that?
Well, I mean, if you're trying to scare the shit out of someone, that's a pretty good way to do it, isn't it?
Alright. Or does summoning thunder in a fight make him think you got a little more power than you actually do, I guess?
I mean, it's mostly a visual effect. It's not really like it has any effect like that, but it's pretty damn cool. If you want to look like a badass on the battlefield, that's your friend.
It's interesting. Alright, that was the only one I had a question regarding. Everything else seemed pretty well explained.
Cool. Glad to hear it. Well, if you want to, go and have a chat about it. Come back, buy the whole lot. Make me happy.
I will, we will return, obviously. But I will take a we'll take a coffee actually for the wander.
Right. I mean, enjoy.
Thank you. I intend to.
As we start moving off, Sean's turn around and be like, sorry, just two last quick things.
Right.
Cloak of Embers
Mm-hmm.
and the Spear of Catalyst.
Yep.
What were the prices for those again?
So...
Cloak of Embers, he said that was 1,200.
And the
Right.
spear's
Okay.
1,000.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Correct.
I thought you'd be more interested in the battle axe.
Why pick one when you can have them all?
Anyway,
I don't
we'll
know
talk
what
about
to
while we're
feel.
walking.
Fair. Thank you for visiting the Waker World.
It's marvelous.
I'm starting to understand the cost of magic items a little better now. If those things can do what they were describing, I guess it makes a little more sense, although it still is very difficult for me to fully grasp.
Seems confusing to me, Mr. John. Like, that pearl thing that they had, it was like more expensive than the diamond, and you just have to. Anyway, I'll show you tonight. It takes 10 minutes before we go to sleep. I'll get you to do a thing, and then you can do that same lasts all day. That one only lasts anyway.
I guess definitely comes in handy for people that don't have innate abilities, Ingwe. If you're a lone traveller and you didn't have the ability, how much would you pay to be able to breathe underwater?
I don't know.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, though. All right. Well, we'll grab Oleol's attention.
Well, quite a lot of things, really. But let's calculate how much Ingwe will need for his thing. So what's that? That's 1,200 gold?
What? Sorry, I really need the flower and that'll stay. That won't go away.
And then the 2 diamonds. So that's 12. Is that 1,200 altogether?
Why 2 diamonds?
Well, so you can cast your spell.
Yeah, it uses them, but we've already got one of them. So, you already have you already can do that. So, I don't know if we need that now.
Well, I can only do it once, and I mean, I'd hate to think of myself getting knocked out and not being able to have it, and you know, Jean goes down or something. I think it would be wise to take at least one.
Okay. So together we'll have 2, and you're suggesting we have 3. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Why don't we sit on the idea, 1 or 2, and we'll figure it out based on whatever else seems interesting. So.
Yeah, and so just so you know, before Mr. Tam left, I was talking to him about, you know how he did, you know how he could speak in words and make you kind of feel like you were more healthy. I can do that, and I do that now. I don't really do the berry thing anymore because it didn't seem like the berry thing was useful. But since he's left, I don't know how important getting potion. I've got one, and I don't know if we should get some more.
I think maybe 1 or 2 on my persons. I'd appreciate that. Last one I used almost immediately, and I mean it worked. All right. So let's call it. Let's say we got about 3,000 to juggle with, right? We're talking about 1,200 spent.
Well, I'll buy the flower because that's for me. So I don't count that out of our parties. I just really want it. So I'm gonna buy the flower, and then I think if you guys buy me one, if we buy together, buy one of those gems, the diamonds, so that's 300.
Sure. All right. 300. Let's say, give us a little bit of leeway. So, for any sort of those health potions and that, let's call it 400 spent there, or 500.
500? Yeah, sure.
Sure. So let's say we got about 3.5 leeway. Obviously, it doesn't feel smart to use all of that because that will definitely come in handy later down the line. We don't know how long till we could get more work.
Well, Mr. John, I kind of feel like we should spend all of the money that we got for this job because I got the sense that if we didn't, that then we'd be in trouble. Like the money was to do the job, not for us to keep for later. I know that I said it was for your family, but I think that they.
No, I understand what you're saying. The only problem is if we use all this, I mean, who knows how long to the next job, and then we might find ourselves out on our luck.
What if we need to, while we're doing this job, also, you know, pay to bribe a guard, or if we need to pay to go somewhere, or something like that? We don't want to spend all of it in one place, because then we do get caught out later.
I mean, I've got a pretty decent amount of personal funds at the moment, so I'm all right in that regard. I got about 35 gold on me, and that should be
Well, see how much magic is worth too. I mean, if we're ever confused, if we've ever got a time to stay somewhere, I could just do magic, and it seems like the magic that I can do makes heaps of money. Like, yeah.
Sure, yeah. If you got stuff that can do that, for sure.
Like I could make you a shield, do that light thing that they were charging 1,000 gold for, and I can just do it whenever
Oh,
I want.
you can, because I'm not gonna lie, that was an item that drew my attention.
Yeah, okay. So I think going
but
through
you-
the list, I'll let you know the things that I can do with like stuff that I found on the way here from dudes. Um, I can, I can already do the water breathing thing.
Mhm.
I can't do the feather thing. I think that might be important in this city, like
Well,
because
that's the one thing that I was going to grab was the stone feather, because I do remember reading about that spell, but for some reason I just can't remember exactly how to do it. So maybe if I had feather, I could come on naturally.
Sure. And then once you figure it out, I guess it'd always be passed on to someone else to use in case emergency. All right. So we got the water breathing you can do. Feather is something you want to try relearn.
But each of us need to have it if it's gonna. He said it only worked on yourself.
Oh, okay.
My
Oh, it's
auntie
only
could
for
do it. And,
yourself. I thought you could just cast it.
Cast it on yourself.
yeah. See, my auntie when she did that, like when we'd try and fly. Oh, I used to be able to at home. I can fly, but I haven't figured out how to do it here. I can't turn into animals that fly. But anyway, when we were trying to learn, she'd just be like, "Plop," and everyone would slowly float down to the ground. But that person said that only worked on the person that had it, which doesn't seem.
Okay. I think I understand what you're getting at. But if it's gonna help Celeste sort of figure out the magic, perhaps it might be worth it in that regard. But I guess, well, what else? What else is there, right? The shield of guidance. You said you can already help with that.
Yeah, I really want that. That's my favorite item.
Well, no, no, I mean you can already help with that in the sense that you can do that effect, right? You said you could do that to my shield.
Oh, the light one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can-
yeah. All right. Uh, hmm.
Okay, so if we have 3,500, I think, no offense, Mr. John, but you hit things with axes, and you haven't been hitting them very hard or very quickly in all of our battles. Maybe we should get you an axe.
Been hitting them
Or-
all right. Thank you very much. I think I do fine for the most part.
Wait, that was quite rude.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's look, I'm a little rusty, but I'm sure I can sort of get back into it. I'm starting to get back into the flow of things.
Why? What are you thinking, Wei? You thinking the battle axe of fear?
Yeah. If I was gonna choose, doing 3,500 worth, I think I would get that violet gem because next time Mr. John's like, hey, hold this box, and then all the things attack me, it means that I won't die before I turn into a beast. I think that's it. Thinking back of our past battles, probably something quite important. But no, don't worry about me. I can just turn into a wolf, and then things don't really hurt me. I think if we're talking about this job, the axe and the armor seem the most valuable, but they're both for Mr. John.
Well, I can understand the statement of the axe, but I don't know. I personally crafted this thing. I'll pull off my battle axe. And it's been doing me fine so far. I don't think I need to change this one for now. But
I do think that in some circumstances it might be counterproductive. You're trying to hit something and then it's scared and runs away, then you just gotta chase it.
I didn't even think of that. That makes sense.
Oh, does it auto do it? Is it?
If they
No,
fail.
No, you can
You
cast it
can
as a
choose-
bonus action if you choose to. It was a
you
battle
can
axe
Okay.
plus
choose
1
to
by itself.
scare. It's a
Okay,
battle
okay.
axe +1, and you can
Hmm.
choose to scare people.
Okay.
That was low DC as well. It was 13 DC to cast that.
I mean, that half plate looks pretty good, but I don't know if I can deal with that sort of
Look,
weight
I
on
can
me.
pay for the stone out of the feather out of my own pocket.
Oh, then there's a thing for you to get.
Yeah, no, it makes sense that we use the funds for these things. I think. I mean, y'all have already gone and spent money I don't even want to think about on things you needed.
Well, need, but yes, need.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I didn't really catch. Was the black crystal ring thing really good? I was a bit distracted by I was getting like a dinging sound in my head that I was reminding me about
You.
was reminding me about some messages from home.
Oh, I thought it was kids like opening the door and setting off the bell and then running away. And
Yeah,
But,
that's what it was, but it reminded me of anyway.
right, okay. That ring seems pretty dangerous.
Dangerous.
I mean,
Oh, that could hurt us as well as
It could
anyone
kill
else.
you.
yeah.
Okay.
Seems with every use there's a chance, or every major use there's a chance that it's gonna maim you in some way, or shape, or form.
I say this right now. There's only one thing that I think I'm coming back for when all this is done.
Oh,
Yes, that bow.
there was a
Coming
bow.
back for that. Yes.
The
I must have
longbow,
Of
the longbow of
disaster.
disaster.
I misheard as the long pole of disaster. That makes a lot more sense.
It's
Yeah.
opposite of the North Pole. It's the long
Yeah.
pole of disaster.
I thought it was weird that the pole bent, and I was like, "Why is it bent?" But I must have missed the string.
Right.
Yeah.
Must have been his
Time
dwarven
being.
accent.
Definitely coming
Uh,
back for that. But I think for now, the only thing I want is that stone feather. And then I think that we get Ingwe's things, and then we each choose something. Well, not me, I've already chosen. So Ingwe's things that he needs for his spells are, of course, yes, we'll get those.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you think you'll get the most use out of the half plate armor, then I think that we shouldn't hesitate, and that it's going to help you, then you should get it. And then of course, there's something that Ingwe really wants.
Well, there is something that I really want, but I think like the bow, I think I can come back and get it. I'll
Though those
figure out-
braces are quite nifty.
They seem very cool.
Yeah, I think that heart necklace is gonna be more valuable for me.
well,
I'm
then
not a
that
big
can be
fan
your
of
thing.
wearing metal.
That could be the thing that you get then.
Yeah.
You get the necklace, I'll get the stone feather, and then John gets his half plate.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the best options out of everything there.
Well, how about I think I don't have enough money to buy the axe for Mr. John, but if I buy my necklace myself with my own funds, then Mr. John can get that axe.
Don't worry about the axe. I told you. I like old reliable here. I put too much effort into that one there to think about getting rid of her. I'm holding on to that one for a while now.
Okay. What about the if you seemed interested in that cloak?
I mean, it seemed it's not normally my kind of thing, but it just looked kind of kick-ass. Like I'm already warm, so the warmth element wasn't cool. I mean, the fact that it stops you from taking some hurt from some fire seems kind of cool, but it was mostly just that it looked cool. Yeah.
Ingwe, Would you like to give me the money and I can go and talk to the lad inside and see if he can start wrapping up some of these for us?
Yeah. Here's the money. Mr. John, how about if you give me your cloak and then you get to have that fire cloak?
It just seems like a lot for a cloak. That
Stops you from being burned when I burn stuff.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll take the arm is what's gonna help. You know what? You guys are each coming back for something. I'll come back for that cloak. How's that? One day I'll put my mind to it and I'll try to get some that I can come back there.
Well, but Mr. John, if you give me your cloak from that fox that you killed, I could pay you. I'll give you.
So
like-
it's sort of like a two-part. I've got the fur on top and then I've got the blue underneath. This fur was actually sort of my son and I we put it together.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm a pretty sentimental guy. Apologies. I got a lot of shit I like on me. That's why I sort of never change it.
Right. Go back inside.
Welcome to Wicked World again. Hello there. You come back again?
Yes, we have. I've had a long conversation with my compatriots outside.
Great.
And we've decided on a few things that we'd like to purchase.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
would, however, like to ask humbly, if I might. We are looking at purchasing quite a few things, and it is quite a large sum of money. Wondering if you do some sort of a bulk purchase discount.
Not as first-time purchases. As you can probably understand, a lot of people have told me that they will come back and then never came back. So if I see you frequent the shop, then we can sort of make an agreement, maybe.
But we're not from here.
Well, then I can't really help with a discount.
Why?
Well, as I said, there's no need to it. I can sell you the items, and I can sell you the items on discount. I don't really get anything out of giving you a discount.
Well, what if you did?
Well, I will eventually if you come back again. But if you say you're not going to come back anyway, then there's no point, is there?
No, I didn't mean that we weren't going to come back anyway. We're not going to be returning quite so soon.
Right. Well, at the moment, no. If you come back next time, we can talk about it.
So even if we were to spread your name far and wide, we're actually travelers, and we have quite a reputation, thereabouts. So if we were to tell others of your shop, sing your names and praises, for a slight discount on the wares for today.
Well, I'm a businessman, you see, so if you do that already, and I hear them coming back with your praises, then maybe we can talk about it.
Well, see, that's the same problem that you just faced me with, because then we would be getting nothing out of that deal with the promise of a maybe.
Well, it doesn't cost you anything to spread my good news and good name, does it? Cost me something to give you a discount.
It also doesn't cost us anything to walk out of here.
Yeah.
That is true. You can do that too. But I mean, if you're looking for a discount, it's because you want to buy something. If you don't want to buy something, you don't have to buy something. I am just selling items, and I also have to make a living. I have made a lot of these.
Shit, sorry. I thought I was helping.
No, Sean, I think that you're absolutely right. I think that perhaps we should take our business elsewhere.
But, well, you're free to do so if you want to, but I'm just saying I can't give you a discount just from you coming in and buying something here the first time. That will take a little bit more of a friendship of sorts. I'm open to it, but I just don't know you.
Right, well, I understand. We do appreciate you, well, not giving it thought, I suppose, but being so upfront.
Well, there's no point in lying to you. Like, I'm not going to give you a discount. You will obviously see that really quickly.
You are charming.
I try.
Right, well, we appreciate it. In any case, we'll take, and then I'll list off the true diamonds, the a necklace of the violet gem necklace, the half plate armor, the gilded flower, and the stone feather. Is that everything? Did I miss anything?
So the
I believe
stone
that's everything.
feather. So I have a stone feather, the gem necklace. The half plate.
Tom, I want to apologize for going for the half plate.
That's okay. No, I don't mind at all. I was thinking that it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah. I just love that you gave me beautiful descriptions of these awesome items and intricate. At the most boring half plate one, and my mind's just like, damn.
Can I have the oatmeal, please?
Yeah, exactly.
This is a 4-star restaurant, Mom. Anyway, so the half plate armor, the gem necklace, the feather, the stone feather, and 2 gems, and the gilded flower. How much? What is that value on that?
300.
300 as well. All right. Did I leave anything out there?
No.
Right. So that'll be 3,250 gold, please.
Right. And I'll count it out 1 gold piece at a time.
Do we want to
1
grab
gold.
a healing potion or 2 while we're here too?
Oh yes. Also throw in 2 potions of healing. Thank you.
Right. So that's another 100 gold. 3,350 gold. And here's a discount voucher for next time, young lady. 10% off.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Just don't give it away when people try to haggle. It doesn't make sense.
Why would I give away our discount voucher?
No,
Why
I
spend
mean,
the money?
no. I mean, I don't give it away. Like, there's no point in you, like, if I just give you the voucher, then you're gonna haggle on top of the voucher.
You must think me very poorly, sir.
I get a lot of customers. It happens all the time. Sorry, no offense.
Right. Consider the matter settled.
Right. That's
As I
great.
continue to count out 1 gold piece at a time, for like 10 minutes.
You just sit there and wait.
There we go. So,
All good.
add that to my inventory.
Well, pleasure doing business with you, young lady.
I think that one. I mean, didn't go poorly, which is good.
Usually it works. Usually people are quite keen to sell more, but
I know you're very charming. Surprised they didn't respond to you, but I guess there's some people like that in the world. All right. So I guess we don't need to get the gems anymore. The diamonds, right?
no, I got Ingwe 2 of them.
Perfect. Do we have anything else we need in particular anywhere?
No, I think that was everything. We just need to go back in and get our clothes from Madame Madrinas.
Right.
And then other than that, that's it.
Perfect.
Ingwe, can you think of anything that we've missed?
I want to pick up a few more things along the way, but they're just random things that I'm sure they won't cost a lot of money.
Alright.
Only other thing I really think might be worth it is get rid of a few things.
Oh yeah, we
I
can
just
sell
got-
some stuff.
Yeah, I still got that short bow I picked up at the big fancy ball we had. I wanna get rid of that. I ain't gonna have use for that.
Oh
Maybe
yes.
1 or 2 other things.
I don't think I've accumulated much actually. I know Ingwe has quite a pocket full, I think.
Mhm.
I picked up a few things,
Yeah.
but they're in the tent pocket. I have to get the tin out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem though.
Yeah.
But I
That-
have a
yeah.
few. No, I think I think I don't.
Oh.
Nah, I don't want to sell any of the things that I have in the tent pocket. I think I want to give the bottle of wine as a gift.
That's fair. I think that's a good thing to do. But it just dawned on me, if you do need anything from the tent pocket, we could go to Mana's room and think of a big room with a sort of like a dirt-like ground. Perhaps we could set it there, open it up.
Get all the
Marvelous
stuff out.
idea.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah. All right. I guess I could sell my armor if I'm not going to be using this one anymore. It's pretty
Well,
battered as well, so.
Actually, going to a blacksmith, I do need some things that are made of iron, and if you wanted to go and sell stuff at the blacksmith, I do need that stuff.
Sure, I'll come with you. I think a tanner's going to be better for this, but maybe they'll use it to pad underneath some other armor or something. All right. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll check out a blacksmith, I guess.
Are you going to Carl's or just Ace Blacksmith somewhere?
Yeah, I reckon. Well, why don't we head to Carl's? They seem to have a good reputation.
Yes,
At least a
absolutely.
mile.
Sure. So Carl's in the same area as where you are, so it's not too far away. And there's signs, like you have all these street signs that keep turning depending on where the hell things are in this weird city. So it's not a problem to find that. You get there quickly. It looks like a general blacksmith. There's nothing strange about it. There's a redhead dwarf standing there hammering on an anvil, and he's having a bit of a conversation with what looks to be an Aarakocra. With little glasses and a vest with his arms free, like no sleeves. And he has a little ledger under his arm, and he seems to be having a conversation while he's hammering on the anvil, doing something.
Why there's so many animal people around here? I ain't
Sure.
seen people like. I've never seen individuals like this. I'm just not used to them. I didn't realize most of these types of individuals even existed.
Well, big cities seem to attract a variety of folk, really. Especially a city like this. So many inventions and gadgets, and people come from all over to see them.
Makes sense. Yeah. All right.
Right. But they seem to be having a loose conversation, but other than that, he seems to be working.
Carl, by chance?
Oh, hello, lass. Oh, sorry. You have a beard. Sorry, I get confused sometimes, you know. Dwarf women have beards, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. What can I help you with, matey?
Sean's just looking up and down the Aarakocra, just confused.
He's quite tall, actually. Aarakocra is like a head taller than you, and he's just like a lanky kind of figure, and he just looks at you like, well, hello there, gentlemen. Can I help you?
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry, but just came to see Carl regarding some things. You
Right.
wouldn't happen to buy products, would you?
Are you asking me, or are you asking my friend?
I didn't realize you were both under the same business, or...
Oh no, he's just visiting. He's not working here. I think I'll leave now. It seems like you're busy. He kind of walks off.
Pleasure, friend.
Right. So what can I do for you?
Me and my companions here are just looking to potentially sell off a few things. See if you maybe needed some materials or whatnot from us.
Right. What do you got?
Well, I got what I'm wearing. This bit of leather armor, handmade, crafted by myself.
All right.
Understand it's taking a bit of wear and tear, but I don't know if you could use it for some padding underneath any armor you're creating.
Right. Maybe. Yeah. I'll give you 10 gold pieces for it.
Seems fair to me. I'm also looking to rid myself of a short bow. I don't know if you sell any weapons in that, but...
Well, I do from time to time. It's not my specialty to make them, but doesn't mean I can't sell them. Yeah. That one's probably gonna be 4 gold.
Seems fair to me so far. I'll just put everything in a stack here.
Right.
Gonna take me a while to get out of this armor, though.
All
Why
right.
don't you guys go ahead.
What else you got?
Well, I was looking to just get a few bits and bobs. I want,
Bits and bobs. Right.
and then rather than going through my spell list and trying to find all my iron components, which I haven't been using because they're made of iron,
Right.
can I just list? There's like rods, and there's like a few different other like things that are really specific that have no cost associated with.
Yeah, that's fine. We can say you could probably get that for like 10 gold total, I think, or something like that. It's not a lot, but some of them might be harder to get than others because they have to be made first.
Yeah, I have pull out like a pouch that's wrapped like the same way that he wraps the meat. And so
Yeah.
if you've ever seen like
It's like a
carrying
newspaper.
stuff, you just assumed it was meat, but he got rid of the meat ages ago because meat's bad. It's people. So he like pulls out the meat pack, and then it's like 6 daggers,
Right.
and then 2 rusty swords. There's also like one really well-made dagger that I will sell if Celeste doesn't object. That you probably should object. And another really well-made dagger that wasn't a D6 instead of a D4.
No, that was just well made as far as I remember.
Yeah.
Right.
Celeste
Well-
will kind of reach her hand out on top of that really well-made dagger, and then reach into her, like, small of her back and pull out one of her normal daggers. Go, I'll trade you. And puts it down on the pile and takes
Right.
the nice one.
I'll give you another 5 gold for the lot. Some of that stuff isn't really worth that much. Like, some of those rusty swords are probably going to take a little bit of a beating before they can even be used again.
Well, why don't I trade all my things for the things that you said, and then you can just talk to Mr. John.
Sure. Seems sensible enough. Less math. Cool. How are you going over there? Seems like he's caught on something and can't hear him.
Sorry, I just had the shirt over my mouth. No, I'm just taking off the last of it. That's all I got to get rid of.
Alright, no
take my
problem.
14 gold and be done with it.
Sure. Well, happy to do business with you. I always need some new materials. If you come across any silver, like silver ore and stuff, let me know. I'm in the market for some.
Understood.
Doing something interesting with it?
I'm not quite sure yet. I heard a lot of stories about werewolves and vampires and all those mystery creatures, and I sense that might be good to have one on display every now and then, at least to display my handicraft. If I want to get promoted in the guild, I have to show some kind of exemplary skill, so you never know.
Oh, and silver's effective against werewolves and vampires, is it?
That's what I've heard. I'm not quite sure. I'm not an arcane investigator of any sort, but for me, I don't care. I'm just trying to make great handicraft. If you come across anything, how should I say, extraordinary, like even if it's stone or anything like that, any materials quite out of the ordinary, bring them here and I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can craft you something with it, and maybe you can help me improve within my guild. Seems like
Absolutely.
the
What if you
adventuring type.
if you come across anything, we'll be sure to keep you in mind. Your name was, sorry.
I'm Carl.
Oh, Carl. Lovely to meet you.
Carl Smithy. My friend here, who just left, that was Aramas. Aramas Gucci, or Era the Fourth.
Lovely. I mean, what was he? Was he providing you with materials? Was he?
No, he's just a friend of mine. We go way back from Casagaron. We met in the Dwarven capital, to be honest, and we're good friends from when I was a kid.
No, well, It's always nice to have friends.
Indeed. Indeed. He's a bit of an historian of sorts, so
Oh, interesting.
maybe he'll know something about vampires and werewolves and goblins and elves and what the fuck do I know?
Sorry if it seems rude, but
It's okay. It's my natural hair color.
no, yeah, I was just gonna ask
I'm not married either. all right, go ahead.
another one. No, your friend, Aramas, you said.
Yeah, Aramas, or Ara. I call him Ara.
What is he?
Oh, yeah. The race called Arakokra. They're like bird people. I don't know too much about his race by himself. He's never really been talking about it much, but
Okay, I'm just I come from a pretty small place without much diversity, so I'm just trying to learn best I can.
right. That's good. That's a good idea. It's always best to perceive the surrounding area and take in the status quo. If you have any questions, figure out for yourself.
Yeah,
I think there's a few places they come from, to be honest. As far as I've heard, there's some of them in Okrolan, but there's also, I know, some not far away from Casa Karun, near the Ashen Lands. They live in different regions.
Okay.
Much like Furbolgs, they live different places too.
Fair, yeah. All right. Sorry, I know it was a little left field.
No, that's fine.
Curious and
it's a place for, how should I say, freedom of being who you are.
seems like a good idea. Good place.
Yes, people here are mostly focused on inventions and the future, than history of races and differences. Most of the time, of course, it happens, but
Fair. I'm all sorted. You got your things, Ingwe, all sorted.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Miss Celeste, you were really interested in that bow. Do you have a bow?
Yes, I do. I have a just regular longbow.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yes.
Of course, I've seen that lots of times. Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't think you've ever used it, have you? Maybe
No.
once? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
That's why I'm always really far away.
I thought that was just Laura.
Well, yeah, I've just been trying to collect things. Actually, yeah, can I? And they'll like pick up some dust from the floor, but like I just want some dust from the floor. Miss Celeste, I can make your bow fire if you want. If just keep that in mind in the future.
Oh, like enchanted.
No, I have to concentrate to keep it going. But I can't enchant things. But just keep that in the back of your mind. Like if we ever, when we fought that pirate ship before, I thought
Okay.
if we didn't run away and just like attack it, we could have like stood on a hill somewhere and just like shot it from far away, and that would have been smarter.
Or if we ever see like an ice monster in the distance.
Yes, yeah, I can make your arrows. They'll be on fire when they hit things.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ingwe. Thank you for your insight. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
I wish I could use a bow. I'm gonna practice.
I'll show you if you'd like.
Excellent.
Fair enough.
Right, well, thank you, sir, for your patronage. We'll be off, and we'll be sure to return if we come across any unusual materials you might find interesting.
Well, just let me know, especially the silver one. I'm pretty cool, interested in that one.
Absolutely. Well, if you come across any silver ore, or what about silver materials? If we find things like, silver goblets and things like that, could you melt them down and use those?
I might be able to. I have to have a look at what it's actually made of. Some of the silver and gold stuff, it's not really silver or gold. It looks like it. But bring it in, I'll have a look.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Nice. You guys have a great day.
Appreciate it.
All good? Adieu.
Right. Shall we go back to Madame Madame Madrinas?
Sure.
Collect
Sounds good.
our clothes.
Right.
I might stay outside if I may. I think my mind's
Put
still
on your
running on
new
that.
put on your new armor and see how it fits while you wait.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna try that.
You get into your new outfit and we'll get into ours.
All right.
Actually, it might be too hot for me to wear mine right now. But...
Well, you are a bit in the air, so it's not as hot as it would be on the ground at the moment because there is a lot of wind here and there, but it's not cold at the moment.
Just imagining everyone in the city just like shouting at each other constantly because it's just like wind.
Hey.
What you saying,
Walking like
mate?
this.
I don't know what you're saying. Right.
Yeah, so we don't have to RP it if we just want to like go in, grab our stuff because we've done a lot of RP shop talk. So I
that's
don't
all
know if
good.
anyone is like,
Perfectly fine with me.
Hey fans!
So it happens when you give someone 4,000 gold. But yes, you come in and he gives you a package which has been wrapped in a very elegant manner, also with white paper. Almost look like cloth. It's very thick paper, so it's very doable as well. But yeah, you get a package with a little ribbon on top.
what does the ribbon look like?
Icy blue.
I'm gonna, when we unwrap it, I'm gonna keep that ribbon and put it in my hair.
Right. So where are you unwrapping it?
I think we'll go back to the place. I don't think she'd open up her brand new clothes on the street.
Right. So where are you going? You're going to Manas, or are you going home to the inn where you had your thing? The best inventor.
No, we're going to Manners. That's
Manas. Right.
where we stay now, right? Yeah.
Even though, have we still got our key cards?
You still do, yeah.
Bye.
You still do. But you didn't pay for it either. He did.
We didn't.
Pay for it.
Yeah, Bal paid for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'd imagine we'd have swung past before we spent the night and just grabbed our things if we left anything there.
Right. Yeah, I don't think any of you would have necessarily left anything there. So that's cool. Yep. And as you arrive at Mana's place, she is still there. She's not wearing her earmuffs anymore. She seems to be reading a book on the top shelf instead of, sorry, not the top shelf, on the top bunk, which is, she was sleeping in the second bunk, but she's sitting on the third bunk at the top and just sitting there reading a book. As you come in, she just kind of waves. The door itself opens as you come. You don't have to ring a bell or knock or anything. It seems to recognize you now. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Good afternoon. I'm rather beat, I think, after all that walking and talking and shopping. It always wears it out to me. I might sit down for a little while and put my feet up if that's all right.
Right. I have some great news, actually. They seem to have deciphered more of the symbols. I think we might be able to leave tonight.
Tonight.
If you want to, we can leave tonight, I think. But let me keep you updated because, it depends. It's not a science, as I said.
Maybe we should leave first thing tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Right.
Agreed. We definitely don't want to get to a mysterious location in the middle of the night.
I promised
That's
to show
good
Mr.
thinking.
I promised to show Mr. John how to use this magic straw.
Okay.
Right.
And Jean's very excited about it, aren't you, Jean?
Yep. I'm ready. I'm ready to learn more about magic.
Fair enough. Well, you're free to use the room as before. If you want to, I'll just sit here and do some light reading.
Is there anything that I can help you with before we retire into the next room?
Oh, don't know what it would be. Not at the moment.
Right, well, if you need anything, just call out.
I am
Of course.
actually. I've heard that in some cultures, but I'm going to do it anyway. That when you stay in someone's home and you've invited us in so nicely, and you've made me feel that, and us feel very welcome. I'd like to give you a gift to say thank you for our stay.
Really? You don't have to do that, Ingrid. And she kind of scratches her head a little bit with her mechanical arm. I feel almost awkward getting gifts, but I mean, sure. I hope you didn't spend any money on it.
I just picked it up along the way.
Okay, I can bear that. That's more acceptable, I guess.
I don't really drink anymore, but apparently this is very valuable, important, and I'll give
Ooh,
her the bottle of wine. Um, I
wow,
also found
that's
this.
very nice.
Do you like it? Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's good for cooking too. To be honest, the better the year, the better. This is probably worth 200 gold. 200 gold. Oof. Thank you so much, Ingwe. And she jumps down and gives you a hug as much as she can. She is literally 1/4 of your size, most likely. So, around the leg. Thank you so much. It's been a while since I had any of your friends over, and I guess that you're the closest I can. Yeah, I like to call you friends.
Well, I'll call you friend.
Thank you. Well, friends. I hope
Can
you
I
enjoyed it.
can I insight check her to see if she's being genuine?
You can.
16.
To the best of your knowledge, it seems to be very genuine. She puts the bottle on a shelf and like moves other stuff away, so it has like this special place. It's almost like it's on display. She also kept the pot of the four-leaf clovers. She also has that in her house as well. Nice.
Well, let us know if we can be of any assistance when it comes to preparing dinner. I hate to think we're being a burden.
Oh, you are not being a burden at all. Don't worry about it. I'm just happy that someone's around. It's been a while since I had anyone. Come in here. Oh, thank you.
To be honest,
well.
I don't think you need to do anything if you still got those pancakes left over. I mean, I'm happy to have pancakes. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but
Pancakes for dinner? Ice cream and pancakes for dinner. Sure thing. We can definitely do that.
rather than let them go to waste, right?
You're damn right.
All right.
So it's knocking.
Like a frisbee. Well,
At the end of dinner, should we stay in the room or bunk beds?
I think the room privacy would be desirable.
And I believe those bunk beds are assigned to others, correct, Mana?
it's actually all three mine. I just tend to swap around every now and then because I feel like sometimes it gets too much of the same.
Sure. Well, there it is. That's Mana's bed. We'll go take the room then.
When we travel together, Mana, we have the most exciting lodgings that we take with us. So we'll be
Oh,
more than comfortable in there, I imagine, as well. To shake things up a
I'm
little bit.
very curious now. Should I bring the wine?
If you'd like.
I'll bring the wine.
Perfect. Well, I might go retire. I have some reading to do before I fall asleep, and I want to get an early start tomorrow.
Are you going to open the door to Celeste, or would you like me to?
No, you're more than welcome to, Ingwe.
If I may make a small request, Ingwe, if we're able to have at least, I would like my own room within the room, if that's even possible. But give it a try. I got something I want to think through.
Doesn't want to be near us, Ingwe.
No, it's not that. It's
No, it's fine, John. We understand.
yeah. Thank you.
Right.
Wait. Yeah.
All right.
Right. How does the room look?
Well, I'll open the door, and water will fall down. Like it's like walking through a waterfall.
Right.
And as you walk through the waterfall, there's like there's a pond, but like a bottom of the waterfall pond. Like the ponds come from the waterfall, but it's very easy to get around to the right. And there's trees all around the outside that have like cups in the trees that are furball size, but actually different sizes, because there's kind of different animals and people and all sorts of people that look. So it seems like a really relaxing place, and the trees branches kind of go down, And then there's like a weird Tudor cottage that's like really weirdly out of place. That doesn't belong at all. That's like what Ingwe would imagine John's house looks like. In place of where there's like a real circular pattern of trees that go around, and like where there would be tree number 7 is just this like cottage, and then like kind of a blurry image of the background because it's like supposed to be trees, but it's not trees. It's like a field in the distance, but not because it's just like out of whack. Yeah, that's wonderful.
I love it.
And it smells like it's real as well.
Yes, we're sleeping outside. It's beautiful and great.
Well, it's okay. From your perspective, Celeste, it wouldn't feel like it was outside. Like it would feel like the trees, apart from where John's house is, it would feel like we're inside, but the vegetation is the walls, and you have to go through the waterfall, so you can't see the sky. You wouldn't get rained on. It doesn't feel like it's cold.
She knows that.
Oh, that little place, is that where we're staying?
You said you wanted your own room.
Oh, that's for me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Before you go, can I show you how to do the thing?
Yeah, of course. Let me go throw my things down by the door. I just go toss all my extra crap, expecting to be swimming, just starting to take off armor and everything. Eventually come back over anyway.
So it's really simple. You breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and you just gotta blow bubbles in that pond.
All right.
Yeah, but you gotta make the bubbles oval, and then Ingwe will spend like 10 minutes just like critiquing John's bubbles blowing to like distract him from the fact that he's casting the spell and John is not doing any of it, and the story is largely irrelevant.
Right. I got a beard hair in my mouth that time.
You're doing such a good job, and I think Celeste would be really obvious what's going on. So, like, if you want to also spend some time after John goes away to have the spell cast on you by me without you having to pretend to.
She just sits down, like next to John with like her feet in the water, just like not even saying anything, just like watching.
Actually, what I'll do is you play flute, eh?
The pan flute.
The pan flute. I'm gonna like produce like a pan flute replica, but doesn't play like. And then after John goes, I will play the pan. I'll ask you to play a song, and I'll spend 10 minutes pretending to do what you're doing.
Right. Well, good. Fair. And what do you do, Celeste?
I'm doing that.
Right. You're just playing?
Yes. So I'm playing along with Ingwe.
Right. Oh, good.
There's a bit of light-hearted fun at the end of the day.
No problem. You can definitely do that.
Even Celeste isn't opposed to that.
It's a very pleasant place to be, and it's a very pleasant sound of all this mixing together.
So Mr. John, and Ingwe will. I want you to trust me, and then Ingwe's gonna push. Put your head in the water, and take a breath, and then he's gonna try and hold John's head underwater.
Right.
Until he takes a breath in.
Right. He's in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you cast a spell so you can now breathe underwater.
You can breathe underwater.
Okay.
Yeah. TPK.
Would fully trust for that. Let's find out. There's definitely some resistance, and John pushes towards the top, but I think if you hold with just a little bit of force, would be enough. We'd take a little breath eventually. Just... bursts out of the water. Holy shit! I can breathe underwater.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to do. This whole time.
Just dives under and starts swimming.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is amazing. This is incredible.
He says all this underwater.
Where did you get that reed? We screw those marbles. We need those.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So Celeste will go and sit at the bottom of the little pond. Just watch. Like kind of like lean back like sunbathing on the bottom of the pond. Just like stripped down to just like her underwear basically.
Yeah,
just, like,
so
watching up.
So you know how the trees have little like spots to snug? They continue under the water. So like if you want to just sleep under the water in the pond, there's a spot that's Celeste size, everything size, like mouth size. It's like these round dips. So you could genuinely just stay underwater for the night if you want to.
Well, she does have something that she wants to do before she goes to sleep, but she would definitely spend a while under there, just like watching Jean, like with like this like like childlike
like
amusement, just like watching him. Yeah.
That's right.
She's like, "Mum, watch me do this." Yes, very nice, dear. That's very impressive.
Doing handstands and all that sort of stuff. Backflips underwater, all that.
Definitely, that's a great moment. Cool. So, what did you want to do, Celeste?
She is going to read her book. So
Right.
I'm going to be waiting until we're about to go to bed, winding down. Ingwe will come over, I suppose, while I'm looking through. And I'll be reading out lines of the passages to him. Like, what do you make sense of this? What if I say it like this? And then she holds, it upside down. What if I read it backwards and upside down? And just trying to, again, decipher the meaning of this book to see if she can find any further information.
Right. So make an investigation check with advantage, because you spent time on it already trying to decipher this.
What's my investigation? Okay, yeah. That first one is a 19. Second one, I rolled a 19 for a 23.
Nice. So last time you looked at this book, you kind of got the idea that there was 4 different types of writing from the same person, but there were different aspects. It seems like now that you know that, it's easier for you to kind of try to separate a little bit. So there's 4 different aspects of this. One of them is more like a historical perspective of why this would be a thing in the first place, why these keystones would be in the world, and where they come from, in that sense that they were created by some divine creature, and there's some hints that maybe Loth made a backup in case she lost her powers again. And then these keystones was a way for her to get back the power through the book. But then the keystone drawing also changes. It looks like the original keystone itself was a different appearance. And it looks like Gideon, who was the ancestor of Valentina, it seems like he manufactured the keystone that you found from the essence of the original one. Why? It doesn't really say. There's a lot of writing in that aspect of his mind about power, about being able to do the impossible, about to change the world and stuff like that. It's not written from a perspective of him wanting power, it's written from a perspective of him needing power. It's still very cluttered and still very torn, but it seems like there was definitely one aspect of him that wanted this for himself. One aspect that was more interested in it from the historical perspective. There's another aspect of it that's purely written in a sense of how to keep this secret, how to keep this away from everyone. And that aspect and the aspect of wanting it, those 2 parts almost kind of fight against each other in the book. And it seems like the reason he decided to, instead of just hiding it away forever, doing it in the way he did, was that then it would not be left on his shoulders, it would technically be left on the shoulders of the world. And then if the world's going to end, it would be their fault. It would not be his decision. Because it seems like the power of having this keystone itself was what broke his mind, because there was too much responsibility for one person.
It like fractured him almost.
Fractured him in a way, and a lot of the last part is about him creating like the paintings you saw and the little pedestals linked to this orb in a way where it would kind of show the future slightly and show what's going on. So if someone uses the stones, it would show what they see in a way for them maybe to have a backup. And then there's one last part of it that's a little harder to read. It seems almost like at this point he stopped making complete sense. This part seems to be, if this happens and someone gets a hold of this and it's the wrong people, how do we take charge and control of the entire world to force them in the right direction by force? Which kind of similar to the idea of what you saw on the battle map. You saw that there was a backup plan in motion, potentially, for what would happen if you failed.
Okay. Interesting.
Right.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this and write it
Yeah.
down for me. But
Fair.
I've got vague notes.
That's fair. That's fair.
Really bad.
Get the general gist of it.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you unpack your clothes as well, or are you leaving that for tomorrow?
No, I think that should probably take a little bit of time to kind of like unpack them and unveil them and lay them out and admire them and try them on. And she needs to go and make a return in the morning. She wants to do that before they leave, obviously.
Fair. As you open it, a letter folds out as well,
Oh, a letter.
and it says Celeste.
Oh, how interesting. So, take out that really nice ornate dagger that she stole from Ingwe, and
Right.
use it as a letter opener to open it.
Nice. It is a letter that only says, Baal is not who he says he is. And now we'll go to break.
How many times have I said I don't trust that letter? Oh, that's from Madame Madrina.
It's from Madame Madrinas, or potentially her co-worker. You don't know.
Baal is not who he said. Oh my god, y'all! I knew he kept getting us into these situations.
Right. Let's go to break, and then we'll get back after that and see where the fuck this goes.
Okay.
Are you looking for a more exotic or sophisticated choice in dice? You should check out Level Up Dice, the company of experts in specialty dice, made from materials like semi-precious stones, aluminium, and even have options for wood and bone dice. The designs are so beautiful it's hard not to find something which fits your next character. Level Up is an Australian-owned company and also run the Level Up TTV Twitch channel focusing on broadcasting tabletop role-playing games. Follow a link below when purchasing from Level Up Dice. It will greatly help support our channel and also help an Australian local retailer. Level Up Dice, the sophisticated choice. Monsters and Mayhem is sponsored by Miniporium.net, a huge selection of highly detailed miniatures for any tabletop role-playing game. Check out the beautiful miniatures, and if you use the code MAYHEM, all capital letters, at checkout, then you receive a 30% discount. In the beginning there was nothing. From the nothing sprung forth a something. The something was not a who or it. The something simply was. The something began roaming the nothingness and found itself alone. In solitude the something became the somethings. multiple somethings sprung forth of the something, each with its own voice and presence. The somethings, as great as divine as they were, all needed something to measure their own greatness by. They created the first earth, and by doing so, became gods. The first earth was not perfect. In fact, it had many flaws. Because it was made as a circle, most things placed upon it would fall off the sides into the nothingness. The gods grew furious about the earth, and they cut it in half to make it flat. The excess was simply pushed aside and forgotten, at least for a while. The second earth was perfect, flat and vast. Each god began to populate it with creations and land masses of their dreams. Each god creating beings of their very own. Soon the world was full of inhabitants, and they all began to watch over their creations with anticipation. However, many creations did not turn out the way the gods had hoped for, and a lot of animosity was born over the first few years. The creations would go to war with each other and even themselves. Some of these wars even spilled into the realm of the gods, where the gods themselves would command their creations to destroy another god's creation. The gods were eager to prove themselves better than another, and a long bloody war was fought throughout the first era of the first 3,000 years. A massive war for survival was fueled by the gods themselves as the world began to burn. They started to see their own mistakes. The gods made many sacrifices and separated some races from others by magic or by using the elements of nature. They tried to stop their creation, and slowly a peace of sorts came to be. And such the second era came to be, with peace and kindness as its goal. Not every god nor every creature followed the peaceful ways, and some even broke away from their gods after such events. But for now the god wars were over, having successfully separated their creation to an extent, minimizing the overall doomsday and averting full chaos. For almost another 3,000 years the races had been completely separated. The gods had made a plan. The God Gate, located now in the Kingdom of Quill and where the borders of Okorlan is, had been inscribed with one of the family's life forces, the Karameshi. Once a descendant of that family were to attempt to open the God Gate, all races would once again have free reign. At the end of the 3,000 years, an unknown member of the Karameshi touched the God Gate, unlocking the prophecy. The mountain chains and oceans dividing the races all came down all over the realm. Great panic and rejoice at the same time, as creatures that had once only heard fairy tales of each other now once again stood face to face with one another. The gods had hoped that the last 6,000 years would have been enough for everyone to learn to coexist. But from the start the tension already started building again. Wherever fragile peace was on the table seemed to crumble and regather from time to time. But the time of the wars was surely not over. There was now other entities who spread darkness across the world. Maybe the world had learned its lesson, or maybe it was doomed to repeat it. Welcome to the world of Epidos, where adventures are born, heroes are forged, and villains are always up to mischief. The Kingdom of Quill lies in the middle of it all, the heart of human civilization, at least if you ask them. To the north lies the cold Shadanon, where Northling constantly test the borders to the kingdom with raids and invasions. To the south lies the desert lands of Zahani, ruled by self-proclaimed princes and empresses. The tension is at an all-high after a failed invasion into the kingdom years ago still sends trouble both ways. To the southeast lies the Dragon Empire, a proud people ruled by the Dragon Emperor, who according to legend are descended from a real dragon. The Empire has been locked in a cold war with the kingdom for generations, blocking all travel from entering the nation. But for the common folk, it's Monday. The birds are flying low and it looks like it may rain.
Jean Ordenfall spent his childhood on his family's farm, just south of the Duvet Forest. His parents, Durden and Macy, raised him well, teaching him what he needed to know to one day take over. Financially, they did quite well for themselves, carting their crops to nearby towns and cities for sale, although the frigid weather that often surrounded their home did not make it an easy life. As is the case with most youngins living the farm life, John eventually sought to see what else the world had to offer, and so he left in search of what opportunities the neighboring city had for him. It wasn't long before he realized the city life was not his to live. The boy who left, though, had become a man, and the man had met a woman, blacksmith's daughter by the name of Cerithia. They fell for each other quick, and before they knew it, their love blossomed into a marriage and a son. The son they named Durlin, after Jean's father. Jean eventually returned home to his parents' farm with his family, where they made a life for themselves, a new life for his wife and son, but one all too familiar to Jean. They were happy. That is, until the day vile creatures from beyond the veil made their way into their home. After being driven from his homeland by the insatiable undead that now plague it, Jean seeks out those brave enough to aid him in cleansing his land of the foul fate that befell him and his family, and exacting the vengeance he so eagerly thirsts for.
As a child, Celeste Highcrest would never have dreamed of leaving the sheltered life of luxury she had become accustomed to. Born to two noble parents in a land far beyond the Vale, Celeste's childhood had been fraught with expectation. Her father, High Archivist Saran Highcrest, had set high standards for his two children, and the elder of those two elves, Celeste's sister Cressida, had surpassed all of them. Cressida had found her talents at an early age, her nose buried in books, and magic coming to her as easy as breathing. Celeste, however, had struggled in the shadow of her sister's success for as long as she could remember, never quite meeting the expectations of her father, and always the object of his disappointed glances. When the two elves came of age, they sat the entrance exam to join their father at the sanctum, to become mentored under his tutelage and scribe ancient texts in the archives. Cressida, to no one's surprise, had passed the exam with overwhelming success. Celeste, on the other hand, held true to her long-standing tradition of always being second best. It was rare that one should ever choose to leave their homeland, but never being able to escape the constant overshadowing from her sister, Celeste had decided it was finally time to break free of this tradition. For here, she would always be Cressida's sister, never her own person. But if she were to leave, perhaps she could finally forge her own path. She found her way to the dimension door, stepping through for the first time and finding herself in a land strangely familiar, yet unlike anything she had ever experienced. She boarded the first ship she came across, bound for the kingdom of Quell, and spent years traveling these oceans between continents, desperate to find something worthy enough to bring home as tribute to her family. Until one day, the news found her. The door that she had stepped through to enter this plane had vanished, along with every other door that could lead her home. Now stuck, seemingly an entire universe between her and her homeland, Celeste is searching for answers, and some miracle that could lead her home again.
A young half-elf, Tam Corthan grew up working the land with his father and learning herblore and healing from his elven mother. After a horrible childhood accident, he swore he would avoid violence, unless he had no other choice. When the war came, like every Corthan for generations before him, Tam enlisted to fight for his king. During the bloody battle for King's Helm, Tam's selfless efforts to heal his friends caught the eye of the celestial Aethia, and she became his patron, giving him the gift of celestial healing. His courage in battle did not prevent him from drawing the ire of his superiors. His compassion was blind, and he would heal all in need, even the enemy. After the end of the war, Tam worked as a healer in the villages outside Crackvolm, hoping to save enough money to gain entry to the Healers Guild. After a series of unfortunate events, Tam finds himself in debt to a very wealthy and very criminal cartel boss. Pinned between his compassion and his new master, Tam tries to make the best of his situation, dreaming of a day where he can live his life in freedom.
Ingwe grew up in an exclusive, reclusive community of druids. His elders, ancient and wise, one of the greatest, his mother, was a great storyteller, and he grew up sharing their stories. While the community has very strict rules and customs and routines, each member is encouraged once in a lifetime to travel out into the world and experience the trials and tribulations, bring back their challenges to share, and to tell the story of
And we're back. There we go. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. No, it's boring not seeing our faces, but here we are once again. And as we left off, Celeste got a letter saying Baal is not who he says he is. From someone.
Yes, I did, didn't I?
Yes.
So as I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the writing, I am going to look at the paper and then look towards Jean and Ingwe. And then I am going to cast Sending
Okay.
to Madame Madrinas.
How well do you have to know the person to cast that spell?
Just says you have to be familiar with them. You send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar.
Okay. I guess that will work.
I'm just
You're
going
the
to be...
DM, Tom. You decide. It's your world.
I'd say that you're familiar with her. You've dealt with her even though you never met her or seen her or even heard her talk. I'd say that it's close enough.
Just looking at her, if this is her handwriting, I'm hoping that will be like a link or something. I'm just concentrating on like the shop and like where the tube went down, and I'm just trying to. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'm going to burn that spell slot, and cast Sending. I'm going to say, Madam, if this is you, I am intrigued. Oh, thank you. I'm writing it down.
Here we go again.
I am intrigued. I would be interested to hear more. Please let me know, Celeste. Or please let me know your meaning, Celeste. That's under 25, I think.
It takes a few moments, but you do get a response. All in good time, my dear. All in good time. And that's it.
Right. And I am going to take the letter and I am going to rip it up into small pieces.
Right.
And put it at the bottom of my bag until we have a fire, and then I'll burn them.
Right.
But for now, with what we're going into, I don't want to cast doubt on what we're doing. So,
Right.
I'm just going to leave it at that for now.
There you go.
Cannonball!
There's very much private, like the willow thing. Every tree is like its own house, right? So, if you wanted to have privacy, apart from, like, obviously I made Sean a like actual Sean-looking private place. But if you want to have privacy, all you do is walk through the tree.
Yeah, it should be cozied up in like a little, like in the trunk somewhere. Find yourself like a little corner. I'm assuming that the ground is like soft to sleep on. like
Yeah.
mossy and nice, but not like wet
Wonderful.
moss.
Mhm.
Yes, and then she will take her rest after looking at her clothes, obviously.
Right. Well, everything with your clothes looks perfectly fine, and eventually you all find a long rest. And you can click the button
Hey,
if you need it.
I don't think so, but yeah.
No.
Oh wait, no, yeah. I will say as well,
Mhm.
with all that going on, John originally had something planned to do during the night, but with being able to breathe underwater, like
He's
he
not
is
going to do
just
it.
nope. He's swimming around, he's having a ball, and I think he literally gets to the point where he tuckers himself out and he basically just passes out like right by the lake, like just falls asleep there,
Doesn't
just
even
like
use that.
this is cool, and just
Fair.
boom.
Very fair.
You
Okay.
guys find him there, like in his underwear, his clothes hanging up on
Okay,
tree branches.
so Ingway's going to wake up early in the morning and cast Water Walk on John before he wakes up. So, like, I'm imagining John will wake up, and now, unless he's really smart, like, unless he's good at Arcana, I can no longer get underwater because
He'll drown.
because the water's like round now. So he'll cannonball and just go out.
Skid across the ice. Fair. Fair.
All right. Yeah. Sean wake up like, after a while and oh, holy shit. Oh, hey, Ingwe. Sorry, I ended up having such a good time. I sort of passed out over here, so I ended up using that room. But I mean, I still appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. It's easy. So you can breathe underwater now for until bedtime tomorrow. Until it's 24 hours.
Oh, cool. I might yeah. I'm just gonna go wash up my face in that. Just go right up to the edge and just slam my face down towards the water to wash it.
Crack.
Yeah.
What's going on out here? We're leaving soon? What's the time?
Yeah. I went to wash my face and I felt like the water hit me. The fuck was that? I'm gonna reach out and touch it. Anyway, are there any other weird side effects to that spell?
Oh no, that's a different spell. It'll wear off in an hour.
What's going on?
You can walk on the water. So
What?
if you concentrate, you can still get underwater. It's you can choose. It's your choice. You just didn't choose. So,
Yeah, as I imagine, I've got like a little bit of blood, like a bloody nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Shaw, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't. You enjoyed it so much. You can still go underwater. You just have to. I can't explain. And then I'll walk out onto the water and then like sink into the water because I can walk on water or I cannot, depending on my control of magic.
Right.
Yep. Right. Well. Shit, that was a good one. You got me.
It's far too early in the morning for this.
I'll tell you what, it definitely woke me up. Oh man. I was hoping
I mean,
the
at
cold
least
water would,
it'll come in handy later if we do end up splashing in the middle of the ocean, you know, as we were musing on the other day.
but true. But we better go quick then, I guess, if we want to try to take advantage of that.
Well,
Only
even
said
the
an hour
breathing
for
under
this
the
one, right?
water. Well, the breathing under the water can come in handy too.
Also true.
Yeah, you can just
Good thinking, Ingwe.
All right. Kind of hoping you didn't put it on yourself. I was going to throw you in the water, but well done anyway. Well done. Props to you. I'm going to get dressed, put all my stuff on, and put on my shiny new armor.
Those look good, Sean.
Oh, thank you. Feels good. Feels sturdy. And then he proceeds to cover half of it because he has like a big coat thing anyways. And he's going to try wear as much of that as he can. But yeah.
Shall we go see if our patron is awake?
Sounds good. They're coming with us, right?
As far as I understand.
All right.
Let's go. Everyone got everything they need?
Walks into the waterfall and opens the door.
And you can smell breakfast is ready.
Or is it pancakes again?
No,
I can't
it's
do pancakes.
eggs and bacon. And a little bit of avocado and some other more gentle things to eat in the morning.
But my hands are still shaking from all the ice cream last night.
Smells good, Mana.
Thank you! And you can see she's standing there with a little apron. And she has all her things ready. So she has a big backpack ready, and she has like a brownish coat with like fur on it and stuff like that, and big furry boots ready to go for when they finally leave. Please sit down and have some breakfast. They cracked the last sigil last night at midnight, so we should be good to go very soon.
Are you nervous, Mana?
Well, it's always tricky when you go to places you have never been before, right? So, but I am an adventurer, just like you. I am just more usually in books. But I am. If no one takes a leap ahead, then we never learn anything, right?
Yes, I can relate to that more than you think.
Right.
And sorry, do you have coffee?
I definitely do. Here you go.
Thank you.
I have decaf too if you don't want coffee.
Oh no, the only reason I drink coffee in the morning is to wake me up from the previous evening. I
Me
sleep
too.
far longer than usual. There's far longer than usual for people like me, so I usually have a little
Right.
tough time waking up.
Well, enjoy.
It's very good. Mind passing that serviette, though.
Here you go.
Thank you. Sorry. I still got a little blood in my mustache.
Oh, what happened? Did you have a fight last night?
Nope. In fact, one of the most enjoyable evenings I've had in a long time.
Well, that room tends to give people the best sleep they ever had, to be honest. I just tend not to be in there myself because I think I'll run out of places that I want to visit.
Well, next time we sleep here, you can visit with us.
Oh, are you sure? It's like it's
I
your
will.
imagination. I mean, no?
Unlimited possibilities.
Sure. Well, let's see next time. I might take my book and read a little bit with you to see what you come up with, but sure, okay.
Oh, I can think this is like sex dungeon.
I mean, it could
Best
be.
night of your life.
It could be, I guess.
Unlimited possibilities.
It could also
How are
be
we
a
supposed to
torture
sleep in
room.
these swings?
John's new leather armor is just two straps.
Yeah.
Ask
You're
this
gonna protect me
chaps.
from anything.
Right. That is a swing, but that's not the type of swing you want. All right.
Wow, my feet up in the air.
I mean, it could be.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure. If you don't mind that, I would love to. I feel like I've been on my own for so long that maybe I should.
Yeah, of course, it's your home as well. You allowed us to stay there, of course.
Thank you. Right. Well, whenever we're done eating, we can go and proceed to Jane's house, and we can see where it goes from there.
What will become of her house now?
Well, I mean, she left all her stuff to me. I don't really